No portion of this program may be reproduced.
So how's Eric Kumaro doing?
Of WQAM, Beasley Broadcast Group Incorporated.
Some stiff.
The biggest names, the best talent. You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh! 560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
Floridians, dumb as dirt.
Absolutely.
The restroom smells like roses after I am done.
Yes.
Can't understand why everybody's making fun. The restroom smells like roses. To me it seems okay, but I'm not the only one who used the restroom today.
You fairy.
I was only in there for a few minutes.
About 30, man.
I always spray the Lysol when I am through. But now the word is out that I did it. I guess I'll have to find somewhere else to do. Now I'll have to hold it in and hang my head in disgrace. When I get my hands on who spread those rumors, I'll bash in his face. 'Cause the restroom smells like roses whenever I am through. It smells okay to me when I do.
Oh, sure, it smells okay to you, just like when you fart. You know, it smells fine to you, but everybody else is like, oh, my God,
although
who died in there? Like, you know.
I discovered an exception to that rule.
And what is that?
When you're sick, the sick farts that smell completely different. You know what I'm
those
talking
are
about?
Horrible.
Yeah, you can't get away from them fast enough. and they follow you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, George is back with us today, in case you haven't noticed. He was sick as a dog, and he'll tell you all about it if you want him to.
Oh, we're not. Even if you don't.
And then we got Zach with us today because Chris is back with his teeth again, you know. He's getting posts put in and all kinds of crap, so he's getting crap in his mouth. So we got Zach. Is Zach in there yet, or is he still...
He's right there.
Well, how do you like that? I thought maybe he was on the post-game show.
No, we took out the post-show today.
I thought this was the post-game show.
This is the post-game.
And you'll be very disturbed to find out that I didn't get a call yesterday from your close personal friend, Jerks.
Oh, you were expecting one?
No. He was here yesterday, and the Raptors just pounded the crap out of the Heat as usual. I don't think they even worked up a sweat, I don't believe. But anyway, so he was here, and it was suggested to me by somebody, maybe Chris. Must have been Chris, because there wasn't anybody else working yesterday. I was suggested that maybe he was going to call me, and we could, like, hook up and have dinner, or he could buy me, like, something. Didn't happen.
You could bond. You could go to a,
I don't want to bond
booty
with him.
bar.
I don't want to see him.
Buy
I don't
you
want
a lap
to know
dance.
him. I don't want to smell him. I don't want to be near him, okay? I don't want to hear the bongos. I don't want to hear the what does he call it?
The pole? The log.
The log, that's it. I don't want to hear the log. Oh, my God. And so what's going to happen with that show now that the season's going to be over? Was that their last games, Zach, or what?
No, one more tomorrow night, I believe.
One more, and then the debacle of all time is going to be over with. And then what are they going to do? Where is the log? Maybe we can recap all the games from the season.
Right, now you got the Miami Heat draft coming up soon. They're going to probably have the number 1, 2, or 3 pick in the draft.
Yeah, who cares? Who gives a flying crap? And when's the NFL draft?
Week from Saturday.
Yeah, it's got to be very soon. Oh, my God, the pressure is building. Man, that's what I was smelling, the pressure from the NFL draft coming. I don't notice quite as much. Of course, I don't listen, but I just don't feel the usual hysteria that we have, the anticipation of the NFL draft every year, like builds up on this station for days and weeks and months. Like, and especially now the Dolphins are going to have this number 1 pick, right?
Yes.
See, if
how
it's
come
a sports
you sound
thing,
like you're
he's talking to you.
As it is, I know you don't have any voice, and because you gargle with razor blades. But why does it you sound like you're so far like on the moon?
I turned the volume up a little.
There you go. He wasn't.
Crank it up. Open that pot up and crank it up and make the needle move a little bit.
How's that?
So we can hear you, for Christ's sakes. Jesus God Almighty. Anyway, George is back, like I said, and I don't need... Let me just say this to you, okay? I'm talking to the audience. And this includes, and especially, the chronics, like Charlie B. I don't need any life advice, okay? I don't need Dear Abby to tell me how to live my life, how to negotiate a contract, what I should do, the things playing fart, demand to be able to play fart sounds out of here. I mean, seriously, you really wonder. And this is a guy who's a real pseudo-intellectual, Charlie B., who thinks he's, smarter than anybody in the world. He's a real expert. And he's just another peapod. He's just another one of these goofballs out there. Well, hold their feet to the fire and make them allow you to play the fart sounds and 4-letter words. Yeah. And then I got the one up there in Connecticut who's obsessed with Randi, with the goddess. Well, she said this. So I sent him finally another caustic message today, and I said, Anthony, what part of I don't give a crap about Randi don't you understand? What part of that don't you get? Not interested.
Maybe they don't speak that language that you're saying it in.
God. Here's the poll from yesterday. There he goes with those polls again. And Tom Jicha called and left me a message yesterday, but he's going to be writing something in the Sun-Sentinel. Won't that be nice? Because he saw Barry Jackass wrote it in the Herald. And the reason Tom didn't know anything about it is because Joe Bell didn't call him, obviously, because they hate each other like poison, and they would have been slamming the phone down each other's ear. Isn't that sad?
Yes.
I don't know if it's sad.
Now, why did Zach immediately chime in there?
I guess he felt froggy right then.
If I could, I got nice MySpace from the Beast, by the way, 2 of them. He's not too happy with your voice, Zach. Let me tell you that right now.
I know.
You're not too happy with him at all. Pretty pissed off and fired up. But that's another story for another day. 1,035 votes on yesterday's poll. If I could relive 1 hour of my life, it would be. And, of course, leave it to me to add on the one that won by a landslide, which the poll sender, which we appreciate the poll, it's a good poll, but left off the obvious one. My favorite sexual experience. 493. 47.6%, almost half of yous said that. Of course. The last hour I spent with my father or mother. How touching. 171. Bye, Ma. An exotic vacation I was on, 87. When my first child was born, 86. When I first met my spouse, 72. The last time I was with my best friend, 43. When I graduated high school or college, 28. When I told my ex, we're through, 19. My wedding day, 17. When I quit the job I hated most, 12. And my wedding night, solamente 7. Only 7 for their wedding night, which was probably anticlimactic. Or maybe disappointing. Especially for some of the women. Disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
The women who say things like, I'll find it, I'll eventually find it.
You call that a penis?
Like that. Here's today's poll, which, boy, this is too bad I didn't put it on there earlier. We'd already have 4,000 votes. This is going to get a lot of votes. Because they love to be able to tell me how to do the show. They love to feel that they're like manipulating and sharing their expertise. Because they're all experts. They're all program directors. They're all broadcasters. They're all talk show mavens. Like all the comments on the Barry Jackass story there in the Herald. Some nice ones, and of course the usual crap. Oh, all he does is read from the newspaper. He's boring. Ice cream, talking about ice cream is boring. And of course all of these people are all listening right now.
Right.
They're all listening right now. And like I was saying yesterday, all the people who write these comments, good ones and bad ones, have one thing in common.
I have no life.
That's it. People that find somebody else's article and then they have to write a comment. It's like the same people who are in the chat rooms. The Internet can be a wonderful thing. The problem is most of the time it's not. I wish Neil would blank. That's the poll today. 502 votes. Changed nothing, 175. Other than my boxer shorts. I do change those every day.
Well, that's good.
Day.
Color you got today?
Red.
Really?
Red and,
Woo.
it's like checker, like plaid,
Pretty
red
fancy.
plaid.
Wow.
I've only got two kinds. I got blue plaid and red plaid.
You got big plans for after the show, do you?
Yeah, Woodbine. No, actually, I was going to fill up my boxer shorts with,
Yeah, I know.
duty. Change nothing, 180. Live forever, 146. Well, isn't that sweet? Wasn't that nice? They must be in a benevolent mood. Take calls, 141. Well, we can talk about that again, or not, as the case may be.
Oh, God.
They don't get it. They just don't understand it. We did that yesterday for about 5 minutes. Did you hear that by any chance, Zach? I'm sure you didn't.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I listen to your show daily.
Don't start sucking around. I just asked you a simple question. Did you hear the horrible calls? And Woody Graber was the best caller, the only real caller. The other ones were just...
That was probably an accident, too.
Yeah. Wasn't that something? And I didn't want to talk to him anyway. I mean, he's a nice guy, but he never has anything to say. But he just... that was it. And the rest of them were just people making sounds with their mouth. Take calls, 141. Stop reading stories, 25. Well, that's amazing that it's so small, only 4.8%. Say, stop reading the stories. Retire, 13. And croak, only 6. See, I put on good stuff, bad stuff. Give them a choice. Croak, only 6. That's not very good. We wish you would die. We hate you like poison. 32 years. We hate you. We can't stomach you. That's why we're listening right now. Plus, of course, Footsie is on, which, boy, there were more hostile comments about Footsie on that very jackass thing than comments about me. The article was about me, and yet all these people are writing about, Footsie is the worst, and Tootsie, and George is always giving me crap because I talk about that on the air.
You're his one fan, man. I wasn't giving you
something?
crap.
I'm not his fan. I think he's disgraceful and a joke.
I'm not giving you crap. I'm just pointing out. You're the only one that talks about it.
So sick and tired of all these wannabe. Everybody's a talk show host. Everybody's entertaining. Bullcrap. We heard from his partner on this station. We heard how entertaining he was. The Kenny and Bo Morning Blow. That was the worst morning show in radio history. Is there any argument about that?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think what's worse.
Keep thinking.
I'll get back to you.
If Joey Reynolds was on with the Sheik doing a morning show, it would have to be
Oh, my God.
Than the Kenny and Bo Morning Show.
There's a combo.
If Deepo was on with just Geldy, it would have to be better than the Kenny and Bo Morning Blow. Square table, gay or not gay, it was contrived. It's one thing if it's contrived and it's good, if it's entertaining, if it's funny, if it's somewhat amusing. It was contrived and it sucked. It was radio caca, man. You could smell it coming through the speaker of your radio. Caca. That's how bad that show was. It was radio crap. But everybody's an expert. Now let's see what we got today. We got the Jerk Show from 2 to 4. Now, is he back in town now or what, Zach?
I believe he is. It's a home game tomorrow night.
Well, what about how do you get back from Toronto so fast?
Airplane, I believe.
Oh, my God. Mad Dog, 4 to 6:50, and then 6:50 to 7, we got the biggest scam going on. We got a 10-minute show there. Jesse Agler, first pitch Marlin pregame report with a bunch of spots. Then the Marlin game is on across the street because we sure don't want nothing to do with it. Dolphins all assets from 7 to 9, then the DA show 9 to midnight. Well, unfortunately for him, has to follow that thing every night. Oh, my God. Poor child.
Roger. God.
Absolutely.
Yes. You fairy.
Debt is all around me. Everybody's broke. The economy is drowning. They got us by the throat. I'd like to do some driving, but can't afford to go. For the world's richest country, this depression blows. After 9/11, the stage was set for the neocons to grab all they could get. They trickled it up to the 1%, raped us all, and left us for dead. Could this be a recession? The headlines spoiling news. There's people going hungry. You won't see that on the news. It's like the 1930s. another grapes of wrath.
I'm dying over here.
Where just the rich and dirty can afford to buy gas. The corporate newspapers say it will end. The ones that I use for the sheets on my bed. You patriotically left them in control. They robbed us blind, now we gotta dust bowl. We're in a deep depression, but they don't want you to know. For the world's richest country, this depression blows. Yeah, this depression blows. This depression
Yeah, times
blows.
are tough, baby. 20 past 10 at 560 WQAM. That's why we should all kiss the ground if we're still employed. And George is hoping to still be employed. He's got a big meeting coming up with Jolly Joe, hopefully.
Right, that's some
You sit him down and you point a finger in his face and you tell him, listen, man, I got mouths to feed, I got a household to maintain while I'm screwing around on the side. Right. I got that roller derby I got to keep potchking around with. Whatever you need.
They don't cost me money.
Well, lie about it.
Oh, okay.
Tell him it cost me a fortune to sustain that crap.
I'll take him out and show him a good time. That usually works, right? Isn't that how you schmooze the boss?
Worked with Bob Green real well, didn't it? Not. Butch up a little bit, okay? Because Norma sure ain't going to help you. He hates you like poison now.
All right, gee.
He didn't say that, but I just get that feeling.
Obviously, yeah. That's all right.
Because when you offer that queen money and he turns it down for anything.
That's okay.
Said, I'm not interested. No. Tell George no. Thanks, but no thanks.
That's fine.
That means bye-bye. Yeah, you kissed him off with that Jan Murray guy, and the Chicken Neck.
That's fine.
Now, is Chicken Neck okay? I think he's taken care of.
I think he's okay. I don't know. I've been out of sorts for the past few days, as you know.
Yeah.
Under the weather.
Well, when you have your next lunch with him, find out, pat him on the head and see if he starts sweating.
I'll take his temperature.
He ought to be just fine, okay? People think I just show up here and mail in the radio show every day. I do that, but beside that, I got to take care of everybody in the world. I got all these dependents. I got to take care of this one and that one, and I got to make sure this one's eating and that one's farting and whatever. A lot of responsibility for an old fart like me. I'm the oldest delivery man in Toronto, by the way.
Yeah? Are the tips good? You got good?
No, I don't get any tips. 557 votes on the poll. I wish Neil would change nothing, 201. Live forever, 154. Take calls, 150. 26.9% want us to take calls. Stop reading stories, 28. No chance. Retire, 15. And croak, 9 now. We're up to 9 on the croak. Now, we can take some calls today because George can punch them up there. I can't do it here because I'm waiting for the engineer to show up tomorrow morning. And he's going to see if we need a new router in here or if he, we'll see what the deal is.
Whatever you want.
I just don't want to take a chance on rehooking that up because I don't want to lose my internet. It's,
No, I understand.
So once the delay catches up and they realize we're going to give it a test run here again for like we did yesterday, and we'll see it, like you said before the show today, and you said it perfectly. There are no, we would take calls if there were any.
Love to have some calls.
I'm not talking about the lights lighting on the phone. That's not a call. A call is somebody who actually has something to say.
He's already ringing the phone.
Is he? How do you know? You can smell it?
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Go ahead. QAM.
Hello, this is a courtesy care notice to inform you that the vehicle you are driving will soon meet the deadline to
okay, great. Drive this, honey.
I'm glad I was wrong.
And where the hell did that come from? How do you do that?
It's obviously one of those telemarketer things, but we just got lucky.
So in other words, that was just a coincidence?
Yeah, a coincidence.
Wow. Are the lines ringing yet or what?
I got a couple.
5670560, pound 560. We're here to serve, baby, and you people, a third of the people almost want calls. We'd like to, something? I would like to take this whole pile of stuff. I have my usual huge pile of what I think are pretty interesting and important stories. I'd like to take it and throw it right in the garbage and go back to doing a show that we used to do here. I mean, I used to have like 2 or 3 of these I would bring in every day, as I recall. Remember?
Right.
I have 2 or 3 stories that were things that were really important or well-written or, or hysterically funny, whatever they were. And now I got a huge pile because there are no calls.
Okay, we got some.
We got some, you think?
Yeah, well...
QAM, hello. Start punching. Hello?
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir. QAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
I speak with Neil.
Speaking.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you, sir?
I apologize, I didn't recognize your voice.
Yeah, well, it's me.
Listen, quick story, you're going to love this. Yeah, I'm just getting over, my dad passed away recently, so as a nice Jewish boy, you know, you don't shave for a little bit. I go yesterday to get a shave. I'm sitting there. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sitting there, and, you know, barber's shaving me, and in the background there are these two alta-cockers. The one says to the other, you know, you ever hear that Neil Rogers on the radio? I couldn't believe it, because I hear you always talking about it, and Gretchen, and...
Yeah.
And once, he is such an SOB. The things that come out of his mouth, listen, I've been to this place like 3 times in my lifetime to get shaved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. It was the funniest thing.
Wait, now, where is this? What part of town?
I live in North Miami Beach. This was in North Miami on the corner of, like, North Miami, Biscayne and 125th.
Oh, yeah, well, Hubman and Dreard.
Neil, I'm sitting there. It was just so freaking funny. I got to call Neil. I got to tell him. He's going to love it.
Thanks for the good news, and tell him the feeling is mutual. Thanks, Pally.
I dropped it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounded like you were done, so, you know.
Well, did he get to hear thanks, Pally, at least?
That's right.
Because I got to rely on your finger now, and I don't trust your finger, not for a second.
And I'm trying to use my psychic powers.
Not know where that thing has been.
Hey.
It's been around.
Yeah, it has been, but trust me.
It has been around, believe me. Let's punch up another one before the break. Now, you know something? Maybe this will evolve into something. What do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's try it.
What do you think, Zach?
I'm down. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I love the phones.
QAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
5 more years of faggery and insanity. I can't wait. Bring it on.
We're not going to make you wait.
That was good. What? He was
somebody
fine, different? Huh?
Yeah, no, I'll take that. What are you talking about?
That was sensational.
Sure.
I give that at least a 9.
That's worth $20.
Okay. Now we're going to make 1,000 votes on the poll today because we should, even though we had a very slow start because I didn't put it on there soon enough yesterday. But nevertheless, what do you think, Zach? We're going to make your 1,000? Because Chris is at the dentist again today. He's getting poked again.
That doesn't matter. You know I'm here. We'll get 1,000 votes.
Yeah. In fact, remember the day we got the 1 million?
We got 1 million votes with me here. Did you ever
And then Cordis wanted to outdo him, so at the end of the show we had 2 million on Friday.
Yeah, but that doesn't
George
count.
was on vacation that week. We had 1 million one day, and then we had 2 million the next day.
Dollars?
Eric can make up any number he wants, as you know.
Right.
2 million votes. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, footsie. Footsie.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Neil. God.
Hi, my weight is. Hi, my waist is. Hi, kids. Do you like fried things? Want to see me drink chocolate eclairs down my throat till I am sick? Clog my arteries and turn into a fat kid? French dip and get beefed up for a midlife crisis? Now I'm dead weight from all the junk that I ate, but I can't figure out what icing I want on my cake. And Dr. Dre said,
it's Slim Fast or your deathbed. Look how your waist spread, man. Just taste it.
My weight is 280. My waist is inflated.
Yeah, wiki is the word of the day. 10:32 at 560 WQAM. We're taking 1 million calls today, like it or not. What do you think?
I like it.
So far, so good.
Based on the first segment, what would you say? What would you grade it on a scale of 1 to 10? Out of 7?
Yeah, I was going to say 7.
Wow. Shocking. Now, maybe the audience has finally come to their senses, you know?
I don't know.
On this poll today, they're saying, oh, we want the calls. We wish you would take some calls. Well, we're taking some. Are they ringing now?
We got 3 lines ringing.
They're ringing in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
WQAM, hello.
Try it again. They're slow.
QAM, hola. Sounds dead to me.
Try another one, yeah.
QAM, hello.
Oh, there it hits Jason Jackson.
Oh, it's the drums. It's the log. Okay, that's enough of that. 5670560.
Oh, I thought you wanted another one. I punched the last one up.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Did you enjoy Randi Rhodes yesterday?
Oh, my God.
I didn't hear Randi Rhodes, and I don't care about Randi Rhodes.
She loves you.
I couldn't care less.
She's the
Well,
best.
what do you mean, did I enjoy her? Did I enjoy her what?
Her show.
I don't listen to her show.
You should.
Why?
It's very informative and entertaining.
Oh, in other words, I need to listen to her to be informed? Is that what you're telling me?
Not at all.
Entertained.
Not
She's
at all.
what she is basically a rip-off artist and not a very good one, okay?
Who's she ripping off?
Now, she's been ripping off me for years. She even used the drop-ins, for Christ's sakes.
That's because she loves you.
You know something? Great. Have a good time with her. Have a great life with her.
Wow. Hey, they're all lit up, by the way, so just
Well, that's good.
tear
See,
through them at you.
one thing, let me tell you right now, since you're punching the buttons today. Anybody wants to talk about the goddess,
No!
call her up, okay? I'm not interested. I have no interest. And that includes the UPS guy in Connecticut and everybody. Oh, Randy this, and all these radio groupies. I don't care. She loves me. She loves me because she can steal the material. And now that she's back in South Florida, she don't even have to listen online. She can just turn on the radio, which I'm sure she's listening right now. Take some notes, goddess. You know, I don't begrudge her. I wish her all the luck in the world for the putrid money that she's making. But the fact of the matter is, she's, you know, Lassiter admitted he was a ripoff. But at least, in many, huh?
I said, mm-hmm. I could have said it better than that.
No, seriously. But at least, you know, he did some stuff. As opposed to just getting sued all the time and getting, you know, opening up a big New York mouth. I just don't go for the whole New Yorkie thing. It's just, she's the expert on everything. She's, see, he got me all sidetracked. She loves you. Well, good. The feeling is not mutual. WQAM, hello. QAM, hola.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, bud?
Great.
Good. Good to hear from you. How's Toronto treating you? Pretty good?
How's what?
How's Toronto treating you? Pretty good? The weather's
Yeah, just
pretty good,
great, yeah.
Great. Hey, I heard you talk about Woodbine. You've had a lot of luck there lately. Do you have any certain strategy you've been using, or just a wild feeling?
What are you talking about?
He wants to know your system.
I talked about Woodbine.
Do you use a divining rod?
Yeah, I have a divining rod. I have a magnet. I have a big magnet. I have a faggot magnet.
Well, this is the
Go to another call. Go to somebody who might have some. That sounds like the quarter schlock guy or one of those.
Sure does.
QAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to report to you that I finally moved out of Miami all the way up to Delray, and it just sucks in a different way.
Yeah.
And those old men are definitely on the bench, so, you know, sitting on a bench in Delray, another form of hell. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Oh, God. Wow.
He's
Sitting
right.
on a bench and
He moved to the right
tried to
place.
make material out of that, too. You know, take some other bit, you know, like the bridge tender. See if you can make a phone call about that. 5670560. Now, you think we can do this like for the next 5.5 years or what?
Whatever, sure.
It'd be a lot better if I could actually punch these up. Now, maybe during the break what I should do is try to rehook up the, not a good idea.
I was going to say, you know, I mean, it'll be for interest in radio. You crawling around on the floor and losing the internet and all that stuff. It'll be funny to listen to.
I'm not losing the internet again. If I have to go through that song and a dance with the Bel Simpatico that I did that one day, you heard it.
The good news is you don't have any hair to pull out, so.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go through all of that.
Yeah.
And if Chris was right yesterday, if he's right that the router is on its way out, then it's not going to help anyway.
I think the best plan is what you were going to do, wait for that engineer to show up and
he'll be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Reroute you.
604 votes on Zach's poll, by the way. We got to really hustle if we're going to make that 1,000. I don't think there's any chance.
Oh, we'll make it.
No way. WQAM, hello.
Oops, sorry. Try now. Yeah. Try
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, listen, I wanted to thank you and George. You guys have been talking a lot about going to Gulfstream, so I packed up the family last Saturday and went down there, and it was definitely enjoyable.
Good. You win any money?
Yeah, actually, I hit in the 6th race, I hit the 1.7 exacta, paid about 120, so I'm pretty happy for the day.
Excellent.
All right, then.
Okay, good work. Yeah, George is having a blast. In fact, I think that's going to be his new deal when he has his lunch with Jolly Joe, is that they're going to give him $500 a week gambling money at Gulfstream.
I'll take it.
They'll give you vouchers. They won't actually give you the cash. They'll just give you vouchers to slip in the machines.
I'll be the spokespimp.
The spokesman. By the way, the spokesman is 0-3. They lost again last night. The poor spokesman, BM. Boy, that sure makes me happy. I have no interest really in any of these teams left in the NHL playoffs. But, nevertheless, it's not important that your team win, but that BM loses. The spokesman. What a loser, man. You can just see it written all over his dumb puss. Well, the senators ain't doing so good. The spokesman's having real problems. They're going to get swept, I think. They're going to get swept in the series.
You be careful while you're talking like that.
Why?
Don't say certain words.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
I got everything under control, okay?
Get all panicky.
I sound pretty good to me today. I sound almost human.
Okay, I got one finger on the phone button, one
Just
finger
like
on the
what
dump
Paco
button.
tells me when I put on some real clothes, and he says I look almost human. Okay, for me, that's quite an accomplishment. And by the way, that picture in the Herald again, the same old deal. It's the one with me. Did you see it?
Yeah, hugging the radio there.
Hugging the radio.
Somebody emailed me the link.
Anything to try to get me to look like an old fool, you know. That's okay. I don't care. It's like the one with Mark Fisher and the tears coming down the eyes with the glycerin, all that stuff. That's the Herald for you. Wait till Tom Jicha writes a piece.
Piece
He'd
of what?
He'd already have it in there, which we could use the publicity, except for the fact that he and Jolly Joe hate each other like poison. I mean, hate. Oh, he's cracking his knuckles again.
Yes,
that's why you're sick all the time. You keep cracking.
Oh,
your
yeah, that
knuckles.
must be it.
608 votes on the poll. I wish Neil would change nothing, 210, other than those ugly boxer shorts.
Oh, we don't even care about that.
Take calls, 172. Well, how do you like that? We're doing it. How do you like him so far, folks?
Actually, so
Live
far.
forever, 166. Okay, I'm going to live forever, be on the air forever, just to piss everybody off. Just to spite those old ladies.
Oh, he's such a nasty son of a bitch.
Stop reading stories, 31. Retire, 18. And croak, 11. 1.8% of the audience would like me to croak, die, a wicked death. That's probably the Swillery crowd, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I saw some of that over the weekend, too, through my delirium. That's her whole campaign. Barack said this. Barack said that. Did you see what he said this time?
What she's gonna do, what her qualifications are, but, you know, other than the fact that she ran away from that sniper fire in Bosnia.
Yeah, all she does.
He did this and he did that.
That's
and
it.
all this condescending, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right.
He's an elitist, yeah.
Yeah, with $109 million. 1040, 20 before 11 at 560 WQAM. It's back and it's huge. Exotica Miami Beach, the largest adult event on the East Coast, is coming back to South Florida this weekend at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Exotica, presented by Hot Movies, features the hottest adult stars signing autographs, wild live entertainment, super sexy seminar series, and over 200 exhibitors. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Don't miss exhibitors like Girls Gone Wild and the All-Female Pillow Fight League. Go VIP and get access to the Crazy Horse Saloon VIP Lounge and VIP autograph lines. Come meet stars like Jessie Jane, Tara Patrick, Stormy Daniels, and lots more. Tickets are available online at exoticamiamibeach.com or on site at the Convention Center box orifice. Exotica Miami Beach, come get sexy. Sorry, no squares allowed, and they mean it.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Okay.
This station presents Real American Heroes.
Real American hero.
Today, we salute you, Mr. Skin-Tight Speedo Wearer.
Mr. Skin-Tight Speedo Wearer.
Yes, we're sure that swimsuit style is all the rage on the beaches of Bulgaria. But here in North America, we prefer to keep our private parts private.
We can tell what your religion is.
Thank you, Mr. Skin-Tight Speedo Wearer, for when you come out of the surf, you alert the rest of us beachgoers as to just how frigid the water is.
Your body is now an innie.
Why would you want to accentuate shrinkage?
Someone hand that man a towel, yeah.
Your tacky trunks go by many names. Banana hammock, grape smuggler, torpedo tube, and man sock. But they all equally display the inadequacies of Mr. Skin-Tight Speedo Wearer, a real American hero.
Mr. Skin-Tight Speedo Wearer.
Close your eyes, kids. Here he comes again.
1045 at 560 WQAM. So even Sean, the poll man Sean, is writing inane things. Look at this. Did you read this before you said it? Here's the poll, which is not bad.
I didn't read it.
Says, hope George is feeling better. Thanks to you and George for the remote at Gulfstream. I was able to catch the ass end of the show and your picks for the first two races. Which, I don't know what the big deal is with that. It was, what was it, an $8 double, $6 double?
Whatever,
like
we cashed.
Yeah.
I walked away with money.
It was heavy chalk, but nevertheless.
I won like $31, $31.50.
And then Sean says, I'm not going to say I had a bad day at the track, but before the Holy Bull Stakes, they paused for the grand opening of the Sean M. Drawer at Gulfstream. I bet on a horse at 10-1. He didn't finish until 3:15. Oh. So ancient, so old, Sean, older than Methuselah's great-grandpa.
And Sean ain't that old, so maybe he thought it was new.
Speaking of old, the Pope says he's deeply ashamed.
He ought to be. Why, by the clothes?
About those schmatas that he's wearing. You know what else he said?
There's no fact in the church.
Pope Benedict XVI, the Nazi Pope, said he was deeply ashamed of the clergy sexual abuse scandal that stained the Catholic Church and will work to make sure pedophiles don't become priests. It stained the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Just
How many
like
lines?
Papa stained that blue dress, right. Probably stained some of the priests' frocks. And Friar Tuck. Benedict was answering questions that were submitted in advance by reporters aboard a special Alitalia airliner as he was flying from Rome to Washington to begin his first papal pilgrimage to the USA. I wonder if they got special toilets on that plane, the papal toilet on Alitalia. It's a great suffering for the church in the U.S. and for the church in general, and for me personally that this could happen, Benedict said. It's difficult for me to understand how it was possible that priests betray in this way their mission to these children. Right, he can't understand it. Somebody better draw him a picture, okay? I'm deeply ashamed we'll do what's possible so this can't happen again in the future, the Pope said. Right, it'll never happen again until, what time is it now? Benedict pledged that pedophiles wouldn't be priests in the Roman Catholic Church. We will absolutely exclude pedophiles from the sacred ministry, Benedict said, speaking in English. It is more important to have good priests than many priests. Well, you better close up shop then. We will do everything possible to heal this wound, he said. Benedict's pilgrimage was the first trip by a pope to the U.S. since the sex abuse scandal rocked U.S. dioceses in the early 2000s and triggered in lawsuits that have cost the church hundreds of millions of dollars in settlements. People are starving all over the world. We have famine. They're cooking up donkey in Egypt.
They're eating mud cookies in Haiti.
What?
Mud cookies in Haiti.
They're eating mud cookies in Haiti. They're eating donkeys and monkeys in Egypt. And this bastard is running around the world. Oh, we're so sorry. It'll never happen again. Hundreds of millions just to pay off the families to shut them up. To pay off the victims of this pervert church. So all it is a pedophile bunch of crap. And, of course, a tax-free, tax-exempt, corrupt business. How's that Vatican banking scandal coming? I still say you ought to watch Godfather 3 again, just for old time's sake.
Ooh.
Come on.
You know, I tried a couple times to watch it.
Get out of here.
I did try.
That would be like me watching that movie that the professor sent me, that anime thing. It's still sitting there in the other room somewhere.
Anime ain't for you, I don't think.
No. And probably Godfather 3 ain't for you.
What? It's not for anybody.
Now, what's that movie that I like with Stephen Strait?
The Covenant.
The Covenant. Very good. What a memory.
That's for you.
I saw plenty in that movie that was for me, believe you me. Here's Jonathan in Plantation, who's a chronic faxer now. Says, hope all is well with you. I got news for you, Jonathan. Things are just sensational. A week ago today, last Tuesday, was my super neurotic day. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And today, just 1 week later, things are so good it's beyond belief. Everything is coming up roses. I can smell it. It says, how about I wish Neil would have signed with another radio station? Well, now that's like in the past, and it's a moot point. Neil will probably hate this and not want to add it to the poll, in which my case, my vote is live forever.
Okay, we'll vote for you there, John.
What?
Well, I'll add that vote for him.
You are going to put it on there?
No. See,
in other words, just a theoretical vote.
Yeah.
Okay, we have it in our mind, Jonathan. Your vote is hanging there in outer space.
There's the vote.
There you go. There it is. It's right. I can smell it. 627 on Zach's poll. You better hurry up and get to 800. I'm telling you right now, if you want to get to 1,000.
We're going to get it.
First, you got to get to 700, then you got to get to 800. You're not going to do it. No chance. And especially on a controversial poll like this. We'll take more calls in the next hour, but I want to mix and match. You know what I mean?
Might as well.
I don't want to put too much pressure on these poor bastards because, after all, it's been a long time. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a flurry there. It was bad, really bad. Today, so far, I would say not so bad. And tomorrow, if the engineer gets out, I don't think he's going to be able to get it working tomorrow, although I could be wrong. Maybe it's not the router maybe there's nothing wrong with it. So if he just hooks it all up and it works fine, then we don't need the new router. Because he's not going to come here with a new router, right?
I don't know.
Now, if the engineers down there were like on top, I don't know what they've told him. Because he's good. He's like a real engineer.
Mm-hmm.
He actually knows what he's doing and actually cares about doing a good job. You know, things like that.
Well, I want to say something good about Fix It.
Yeah.
They had this
wow.
Yeah, well.
Woo!
had the DCS monitor in here was like really blurry. Like it'll make you go crazy trying to focus it because it was not able to focus, and he fixed it. It's clear as a bell now.
Yeah, he fixed it because they thought I was coming back
Right.
there.
Well,
goes to show you how
no more
much
headaches.
you count. That goes to show you how much sway you got there.
You got now.
Sway back George.
Right.
They thought I was coming back and doing shows there, so all of a sudden stuff that's been just falling apart and looking like garbage for months and years. Oh, yeah, we better get that all cleaned up there because the old man's going to be here. He won't put up with that crap. Just like all of a sudden the salespeople are starting to sniff around now. How do you like that? We had 2 salespeople in there. Well, one and Todd Dreck. We had Steve Sloan, who's a real salesperson.
Yeah.
And we had Todd Dreck, who continues pretending to be one. How do you like that? On the same morning. Starting to sell live spots on his show again because I re-signed the deal for 5 more years, as opposed to, well, he's only got like 9 or 10 months to go. Why would you want to sell that show? Just because they sell out those restaurant deals every week in just a matter of 5 seconds. Spite. Remember what I told you? That's always been the thing at QAM under both regimes, under Greg Reed and Jolly Joe. Spite. That's the operative word. That's why Tom Jicha didn't have that article in the Sun-Sentinel, because he didn't know nothing about it. I should have called Tom myself. Shouldn't I? I don't got the number anymore. I should have called him up and said, hey, little Tommy, guess what?
You're bald and stupid?
Yeah, well, he knows that. And he's got a really great-looking son, although his son probably about 100 years old by now. I haven't seen him. I couldn't believe it. He couldn't have been Tom Jicha's son. Now, what does his son do? Do we have any idea? Is he like a lawyer or something?
I don't know what Tom Jicha does.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he works for some newspaper or something,
He goes and eats free meals on the West Coast when they're doing the previewing the new fall shows and stuff like that. And he writes occasionally about horse racing because they got nobody else writing about racing anymore because Luther Evans is dead. Remember Luther Evans? No. He actually used to have a show on the KAT back in the day. Oh, there he goes again, reminiscing about the old times, okay? Too bad, Luther Evans. He was a good guy. I think he used to do the horse racing show, and then occasionally he would talk about bowling. Maybe I just dreamed he talked about bowling. Let's do some bowling, Rick Weaver bowling play-by-play on the radio. He actually did that one time.
The fans beginning to boo the play selection.
Oh, man. He was quite a guy. I'll tell you one thing. He's one of those people, when after they made him, they threw away the mold. You know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
He was an oldie moldy. And they threw away the mold. Oh, here's some priest.
He has to rest.
Here's some Getchke on there.
All these encounters.
The energy factor is partly due to
Yeah, I wonder how many altar boys they got waiting for the Pope when he gets here, when he gets off the plane. In fact, they probably got a bunch of them up there on the plane.
Right.
And, they may be short, but it ain't no Hervé Villachez. That's right. They got some midgets there on the plane, and the Pope is probably servicing them right now as we speak. Oh, I got an update on that Marilyn Monroe. You heard about that story, I'm sure, about that sex film?
Tape, yeah.
She's on her knees. Only 1.5 million. George said, geez, he wants that in his deal.
Sure.
Have Jolly Joe include that in the deal. Maybe he'll take a look at it, too. GOP congressman calls Obama boy at fundraiser, later apologizes. I wish you could see the picture of this geek. What a... Jesus. A Republican congressman used some of the most racially charged language of the election season to attack Barack Obama's fitness to be president, causing the Illinois senator's campaign to issue a sharp rebuke yesterday. Representative Jeff Davis was speaking to about 400 donors at a fundraiser in Kentucky when he said of Obama, that boy's finger does not need to be on the button. Boy, if you doubt that the ship has landed, man, you ought to see this geek. Obama's campaign hit back against the offensive comment. It's hard to tell what's more outrageous, Representative Davis' condescending and personal attack or his absurd and offensive claim that Barack Obama is not prepared to defend America, said Obama campaign spokesman Bill Burton. Jeff Davis may hide behind offensive tough talk, but he's marched in lockstep with Bush-McCain policies that have devastated our national security while Barack Obama stood up against a misguided war in Iraq and worked with respected Republicans like Dick Lugar and Chuck Hagel to secure loose weapons and nuclear materials from terrorists. A Davis spokesperson said the two-term Republican misspoke and was not trying to be a racist. Right. Later, Davis issued a written apology to the Democratic frontrunner. My poor choice of words is regrettable and was in no way meant to impugn you or your integrity, Davis wrote, according to the ABC News blog Political Radar. I offer my sincere apology to you and ask for your forgiveness. Well, guess what? No. Don't give it to him, okay? Stick your foot way up his ass and then after that.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain.
You failed.
Any questions?
Tim McVeigh, he's on trial for that fateful day. I am sure he's guilty as O.J. Do you believe in Tim McVeigh?
No.
Dave Koresh thought he'd stand up to the IRS. Janet Reno and the ATF. He took a beating in the press. Why'd he place that bomb and cause so much strife? Will he get the chair, or instead will he get life? Tim McVeigh, paranoid about the USA. Heard a rumor that he might be gay, according to Mike Fortier. I hate the government just as much as most of you.
Absolutely.
But I'm not ignorant, though I have a low IQ. Militiamen, most of them are doing 8 to 10. They can't have their weapons in the pen. Will Tim McVeigh be joining them?
All the cultists, all the strange, the weird, it's 11:02 at 560 WQAM. And of course, always in the name of religion, too, you know, like,
yep,
the Branch Davidians.
Mm-hmm.
And like this Texas polygamy, that the
Right.
is all whipped up about. I really don't care about it, you know? I don't care. And all these trailer trash that are letting their kids, well, I don't know how they got a hold of our kids, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you ever see those people?
Oh, yeah.
My God. They weren't born, they were hatched.
Mm-hmm.
They were hatched in that big cave in Tennessee. They're back by Andy Jackson's place. Wow. A new statewide poll conducted by Harrisburg-based Susquehanna Polling and Research, Inc. in the upcoming Democratic presidential Pennsylvania primary election shows Swillery with only a 3-point lead. Now, yesterday we had one where she was 20 points ahead. Every day there's new polls. And I'm starting to get really cynical about the whole deal. And you want to know why? Because I don't think they're going to let him have it.
Right.
I think they're going to do, the establishment does
That's
not
right.
want Obama, and I think they're going to do whatever it takes to make
That's
sure he
right.
doesn't get in there.
You can feel it.
You can smell it. Just like this whole Simmons over these comments he made at the San Francisco fundraiser, which anybody knows are exactly on target about the people that are bitter because they're losing their jobs and they don't have 2 nickels to rub together. And right away the media makes a big Simmons about it because there's just too much time between primary elections.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to have something to fulminate, to chew their cud about.
There are those people you were just talking about.
Yes.
In El Dorado, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
How come they won't
18% are still undecided, 40 for Swillery, 37 for Obama, while 4% said they wouldn't vote for either one, and 1% refused to answer. This represents a significant drop in this poll from her 14-point lead, conducted March 5 to 10, where Clinton led 45-31. The current poll was conducted April 6 to 10, with 500 likely Democratic voters. Clinton's 3-point lead is within the poll's 4% margin of error, so the race is now a virtual toss-up, said Jim Lee, the firm's president who conducted the poll for public dissemination. Obama's got a strong 62-19 favorable to unfavorable ratio in name ID and has succeeded in building up his positive image in the state, something he said all along he was capable of doing if voters had more time to get to know him. At the same time, Swillery's name ID shows a higher negative than Obama, with 25% having an unfavorable opinion of her compared to 61% who view her as favorable. Well, and it goes on. This thing goes on like 400 pages. Every day, let's see. Racial heritage, Caucasian, 80%, African American, 15%, Hispanic, 1%. No, I think that's 1/10 of 1%. It doesn't have a decimal, but I think that's what that is. Woo! Is your main religious background Roman Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, or something else? This is of these 500 people in this Pennsylvania poll. Catholic, 39%, Protestant, 25%, Jewish, 3%, Baptist, 5%, Agnostic or Atheist, only 2%, Methodist, 3%. They better start checking out them atheists a lot more, you know? And agnostics.
Right on.
Because that's most of the sane people. Only crazy people believe the fairy tales, okay? Only people who are so brainwashed that they haven't got a brain to think for themselves, like those guys in Texas, like you said.
Like that lady there. Look at her. Look at him. Look at that.
Oh, my God. Wow. That's inside the compound.
For this all-important hearing, the state is trying to have the...
That's the news guy, for Christ's sakes. What's wrong with you?
Or some other...
Not that guy. You're just talking to some
parents.
bitch.
Clearly, the parents are trying to get those
I saw her.
416
I saw it.
children back. We also asked him about this alleged phone call from a 16-year-old girl known as Sarah, who first called an abuse hotline here in San Angelo and said that she had been beaten and raped by her much older husband. When we talked to FLDS members last night, Betty, everyone to a person said there was no such person. They claim that it's a, quote, phantom or ghost and something that the state cooked up to rationalize.
That's right. You better get the state out of there, okay? They wanna bang all them little young chicks, and that's what it's all about. That's in the name of God, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Religion. Oh, God, that's good. There's a lot of people screaming that inside that big compound. Oh, God, that's good. Do it again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
670 votes. It's all a bunch of crap, okay? And the public and the media, you people in the media present it like, like this is something out of the ordinary. What's the difference between what's going on there and what this Pope has been covering up? What's the difference? Besides the fact that most of these are girls in there, and then the one with the Catholic Church, mostly are little boys.
The Catholics have more money, better PR machine. They got William Donahoe.
They got a better machine. Yeah, they got William Donahue clenching his teeth, getting really agitated and pissed off. Don't you pick on us Catholics again. 672 votes. I wish Neil would change nothing, 236. Take calls, 189. Well, we're here to oblige. We took a lot of fabulous calls, and we're going to take some more soon. Maybe in a minute here. What do you think?
I can't wait.
Live Forever, 177. Stop Reading Stories, 34. Retire, 24. And croak, a dozen. A dirty dozen said, we wish you would croak. Thank you. Let's see, now what is this? This book is like the Loch Ness Monster. It's a phantom book.
I know.
This is George's book on slots that he pretends he's going to keep sending. It was supposed to be here last Friday. Now it says, estimated ship date, April 28th to May 5.
I ordered it like October
of last year. We want to let you know there's a delay with one or more of the items in the order you placed October 29th. Amazon.ca. John Grotchowski, The Slot Machine Answer Book, 2nd edition, how they work, how they've changed, and how to overcome the house advantage. I'm going to tell you, man, the dollar Wheel of Fortune slots at Woodbine are so tight, you couldn't slip a curly hair in there. That's how tight they are.
Good thing
there are days when there's nobody winning anything and everybody's belly aching like yesterday.
What's going on here?
And of course, like schmucks, we keep telling them, I shouldn't play those, man. I should go straight to the $5 machines. If you're going to lose $2 or $3 grand, you can lose it in 10 minutes and get out of there. Or if you're going to win something big. There's that Ali Felci guy again on CNN. That bald-headed queen with a vest. Is the vest supposed to make him look like some kind of intellectual fag or what?
Gay.
Oh, my God. It just...
Be more efficient by coming together. They'll cut some...
It's so sad. 673 on Zach's poll. Zach's been very quiet this morning.
Yeah.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he was just tipping the food guy from Howie's. Thank you.
Oh, I see. There you go. Mr. Diet is eating from Howie's again. Probably like
no, wait. Let's find out what he ordered.
I ordered scrambled eggs and wheat toast.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Oh, I got a great diet story.
Okay.
Well, it was down in my pile here a little bit. I got another good story, too, that Wolf Blitzkrieg's going to be pissed off about. Jewish liberals to launch a counterpoint to AIPAC. It's about time. We're not all a bunch of Farbissant Zionists, okay, like Wolf Blitzkrieg, that idiot. A large study offers the strongest evidence yet that a diet the government recommends for lowering blood pressure can save people from heart attack and stroke.
Oi!
Researchers followed more than 88,000 healthy women for almost 25 years. Why is it that these diets are always geared to women? It seems to me I see a hell of a lot of fat guys as well as fat women, like especially the dark black women with the big asses, you know?
Because for the most part, women are the ones that try to lose weight.
Oh, in other words, men don't go on diets. Ask Zach about that, sitting right there across from your ugly ass. How you doing on that program, Zach?
I'm almost down 30 pounds.
You can see it, too. You can see it in his neck, especially.
Well, thank God.
You can almost see his neck.
And the Beast, by the way, doesn't want to hear any more suggestions, any more crap from your close personal buddy there, Joe Rose. He's sick of it.
I know.
He's had it. If he wants to be fat and disgusting, he's entitled to be fat and disgusting, okay? Leave him alone. He's a good guy. He's doing the best he can. He made a baby, which nobody ever believed was possible.
He did.
What?
He did do that.
Yeah, he did. He reproduced, which the thought of it to me is just so gruesome that I can't even begin to imagine. But nevertheless,
I'll send you pictures of the conception.
Oh no, I don't want to hear about it. Researchers followed more than 88,000 healthy women for almost 25 years. They examined their food choices and looked at how many had heart attacks and strokes. Those who fared best had eating habits similar to those recommended by the government to stop high blood pressure. We'll do the break, and when we come back, I'm going to give you the bad news about what we're supposed to eat, okay?
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
God.
I went to Nutrisystems. I was thinking about losing weight. I stepped on the scale, and they got a measuring tape. They said, wait a minute, mister, there's only so much we can do. I think liposuction may be the only thing for you. Suck the fat off a fanny, suck the cellulite. Suck the fat off my fanny. And suck the weight right off me. I don't have to diet. I don't have to go and exercise. I don't have to worry about no bulges around my thighs. 'Cause thanks to liposuction, you know I'm a brand new man. Hook up the Hoover, suck the fat out as fast as you can. Suck the fat off my fanny, suck the cellulite. Suck the fat off my fanny. Hey, suck the weight right off me.
17, get that Hoover out, baby, and get the old long... That's right, suck that fat right off my puppic. So before I finish and tell you what we're supposed to eat to lose weight and be healthy and live forever...
Lettuce.
My good friend Ken from Etobicoke, right up the street there. Leave it to a Toronto listener who listens online. Leave it to somebody here to send me the Tom Jicha blog. How do you like that? Did anybody fax it to you?
Nope.
Anybody from down there send it to me on my MySpace?
No.
But Ken from Etobicoke, who's a good guy, he sent it to me. And I looked it up to see if it was on Tom's blog, and sure enough, here it is. Little Tommy Jicha, who continues being bald and stupid, he writes, Neil Rogers isn't going anywhere, and Randi Rhodes is back. Rogers has agreed to a new 5-year contract with WQAM, which will keep him on the air through 2013. He should live so long. The deal calls for a substantial pay cut, more reflects of the financial situation of the station than Rogers' performance. However, Rogers will still be the highest-paid personality in South Florida radio, and it won't be close. It won't be close, Tootsie. Oh, yeah, they're paying big bucks over there at Cheap Channel, let me tell you. Even George is making 10 times what they're paying over there.
I am?
Yes.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
If the reduction is 50% to station's reported original offer, Rogers would still be making in the neighborhood of $500,000 to $750,000 a year, which is a pretty fancy neighborhood. $500,000, I'm going to work for that kind of money, Tom? You're a crazy person. Where do you come up with that number? George?
I don't know.
Rectum. I ain't talking to nobody.
And here's some more misinformation. Boy, Tom, you should have talked to me first. Speaking of neighborhoods, Rogers might be returning to South Florida from Toronto sometime in the not-too-distant future. He's dropped hints to this effect on his 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. program lately. Thanks for the promotion for the show, though, Tom. I might be returning. He's scheduled to be back for at least a weekend to appear at Gulfstream Park May 17, date of the Preakness Stakes, the second jewel of Thoroughbred Racing's Triple Crown. Gulfstream will have simulcast wagering on the race. See, nice promotion for me, a nice promotion for Gulfstream. Nice job there, Tommy, except for the misinformation, of course. But nevertheless. Rogers might be returning to South Florida from Toronto sometime in the not-too-distant future. Yeah, for that weekend. Rhodes was suspended last week by Scare America. Now she's using that phrase. I have a spy report on that, which I don't want any more spy reports. I don't care about her, okay? Small potatoes, believe me. They can hawk about her on CNN, New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Weekly Reader, Pravda, whatever the hell they want. It's of no consequence to me. She is strictly ersatz. Rhodes was suspended last week by Air America for outrageous, profane put-downs of Hillary Clinton and some of her supporters at an off-air speaking engagement. So she quit and returned to Palm Beach and has resumed her program on WJNO for a new syndicator. By the way, that program was ranked number 30. According to Brandon, he sent me a spy report, number 30 in the afternoon in the market. How do you like that? What kind of a rating is that?
About 30, man.
Not a 30 share, but number 30 out of I don't know how many stations. Rhodes is now part of the most incompatible back-to-back odd couple pairing in radio, says Tommy. Conservative icon Rush Limbaugh, who Tom worships, by the way, airs from noon to 3 with a hard left Rhodes on 3 to 6. Hard left. Hang a hard left at the light. Paco. 691, we're approaching 700 on Zach's poll. Maybe you'll make 900 a day, okay?
Nah, 1,000.
Take calls, Neil. Take calls. We want the calls. They were okay today, and we'll take some more eventually when I'm good and ready.
Right.
Okay, getting back to this story about staying alive for 200.
Mm-hmm.
The plan called the DASH diet favors fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat milk, and plant-based protein over meat. Vegan diet.
Oh, yeah, right. Let me get right on that.
I beg your pardon?
Let me get right on that vegan diet.
Peter.
Oh, there she is again. She's everywhere.
Peter.
Like a disease.
2 kinds of pork sandwich right now.
Women with those eating habits were 24% less likely to have a heart attack and 18% less likely to have a stroke than women with more typical American diets. Those are meaningful reductions since these diseases are so common. About 2 out of 5 U.S. women at age 50 will eventually develop cardiovascular disease, which includes heart attacks and strokes. Women in the study were in their mid-30s to late 50s when the research began in 1980. Previous research has shown this kind of diet can help prevent high blood pressure and cholesterol, both of which can lead to heart attack. The new study appears in yesterday's Archives of Internal Medicine, which I'm sure that you guys both read religiously.
Oh, yeah, I got a subscription.
People might think, I don't have high blood pressure, so I don't have to follow it, said Simmons College researcher Teresa Fung, the study's lead author. Remember that song by the Beach Boys? Fung, Fung, Fung?
Mm-hmm.
About her. However, the results suggest, she said, that even healthy people should get on it. Get on it. And the diet, too. Hop on it. And it shows a picture here. It says a vendor arranges vegetables at a wholesale market in the northeastern Indian city of Siliguri. A gluten-free vegan diet full of nuts, sunflower seeds, fruit, and vegetables appears to offer protection against heart attacks and strokes for people with rheumatoid arthritis, Swedish researchers said. Well, I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not a woman.
What?
Yet. Yeah, maybe Tom could put that in there, too. I'm having a sex change operation. If I hint around at that on the air, wouldn't that be good?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I could have a good time if I had a...
Well, if they could do an age change operation while they're at it, yeah.
Boobies here. I got a pretty good start. I got two hands full. So what do you think about that vegan diet?
No, thank you.
No. I want to eat, man.
If it didn't squeal, it ain't a meal.
That's bad. The Lord is going to punish your ass for
sure
all these terrible things you do to them animals, them poor little animals, the Lord's critters.
If God didn't want me to eat them animals, He wouldn't have made them taste so good.
Who said they taste so good? Unless you put something on them, they don't have
animals?
Taste
what are you talking about? Well, a good
Other than
steak.
maybe a good steak, a good juicy steak. I'm sure you're thinking of trying Morton's.
Good
now,
ham.
You tell me that you've been to Morton's?
Not lately. I got a place for you when you come down here. Couple, actually, with all these
I'm not talking
meal
about
deals.
down there. I'm talking about here.
They got Morton's up there, I imagine.
Yes, we do.
It's been a long time.
What did I just get through saying?
It's been a long time, but, yeah.
Is Zach still there? Did he go home?
No, I'm here.
Boy, you are all-time quietest today.
Well, the food showed up, you know.
I'm not trying to be quiet. I'm just enjoying the conversation.
No, you're not. You're eating.
No, I haven't eaten yet. I got to wait 20 minutes till my...
So how did you like that diet plan I just got through reading about?
I think it's going to be good for a lot of people.
But not for you.
Just not for me.
No nuts?
No nuts for me.
No sunflower seeds?
I like sunflower seeds.
No fruits and veggies?
I like fruits and veggies.
I love eating nuts.
I like fruits. Well, I don't mean...
Yeah, I know.
We're going to make something out of that.
Yeah.
No, I really do. But most of them are like loaded with sugar and you can't
That's
eat
right.
them. Like
What do you mean most of them?
I love pineapple, but what? Not all of them.
Which ones? What's a low sugar fruit?
Watermelon. Watermelon is sugar water. But it's
Right.
not. But it doesn't have a high glycemic index, I don't think.
It doesn't.
I don't think so.
I mean, they're all sweet. What's a non-sweet fruit?
Tomato.
I guess you're right. Technically, that's a fruit. I keep forgetting that.
I know my fruits, mister, okay?
I know you do.
697 votes on our world-famous poll, and thanks to Tom Jicha for writing a little something there. He had some misinformation in there, but that's okay. It was nothing glaring this time, you know. I'm not coming back down there. I don't think I'll ever do a show there again. In fact, that week that I'm coming down, that's the week I'm going on vacation. Have you written that on the calendar, by the way, or not?
No, I have not.
You better start informing people. It's about a month away.
I'll alert the media.
I'll be on vacation, and I have to take vacation starting on that Friday because that's the only time I can get a flight.
Right.
Unless, of course, you want me to drive down, in which case I could start now. I could get back into Pontiac. Tuesday seems to be a good day for that. I wish Neil would change nothing, 245. In other words, they're happy right now. Take calls, 196. Live forever, 186. Stop reading stories, 34. Stop with the bedtime stories. Stop reading the newspaper, you old fairy, 34. Retire, 24. And croak, a dirty dozen. Die already,
The best
you bastard.
This is Neil Rogers,
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
the sports leader.
You get a lot of it. Sports! With Neil Rogers on Sports Hole Radio, WQAM. Today on Dr. Phil. Let's do it. I'm glad you're here.
Great to be here.
What happened?
I remember landing under sniper fire.
What?
There was no greeting ceremony.
What?
And we basically were told to run to our cars. Now that is what happened.
Are you kidding me?
Well, one thing you know about me is that I've been taking that incoming fire for 16 years.
She is crazy and ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some other things that I'm not going to mention. You need serious help.
There isn't any doubt. But I'm a little busy right now. I hardly have time to sleep.
Are you drunk?
Yes. We need a good shot.
You have an alcohol problem. What in the world is going on?
Sniper fire.
Wow, talking about fruits, that sounded like a gigantic raspberry, didn't it?
It sounded like a bomb.
Wow.
You're talking about
a
sniper
bomb
fire?
bomb.
Yeah.
Grande. Well, see, I couldn't imagine what that smelled like. And I don't want to.
No.
11:32 at 560 WQAM. We got the Jerk Show on the heels of another Heat loss last night to the Toronto Raptors right here at the Scare Canada Center. So Jerks was here in the city. I thought I smelled something last night. The aroma put me in a... Anyway, Swillery says, I understand my opponent came this morning and spent a lot of his time attacking me. So she suggested a union gathering of steelworkers in Pittsburgh yesterday. And she went on to say, well, you know, I know that many of you, like me, were disappointed by recent remarks that he made. Scattered boos and calls of no.
Yes.
No.
No.
Could clearly be heard from the audience.
No.
I think it's important, you know, we give people a chance to really compare and contrast us, she concluded. And you don't want to vote for that Schwarzer anyway, she said, something like that. They showed the clip last night. They were booing and hissing him. Yeah, you bitch, you know, like that. You shrill bitch. 709.
Sorry.
On the poll. Don't be sorry. Oh, they're protecting the Pope. Look at the security.
Oh, yeah.
5 months, enlisting 27 state, local, and
I
federal
wonder who's
agencies
paying for
to
that.
help out.
Every security.
You know, when you're that evil, you need a lot of bulletproof glass.
Do you think that the American taxpayers are subsidizing the Catholic Church and the Pope for this visit by paying for that security? Wouldn't that be something if we were? That would be an infamia. That would be disgraceful, but nevertheless. Katrina Vandenhoeven of The Nation says, right-wing ABC radio talk show host John Batchelor has filled my box in these last 18 hours with emails dissecting and skewering what Obama meant when he said at a private April 6th fundraiser that small-town voters in economically distressed areas of Pennsylvania are bitter. Batchelor and Laura Ingraham and Monica Crowley and Sean Hannity and Rush and O'Reilly are ready and raring to go, quick to their guns to paint Obama as an elitist. The right has its reasons to play the cynical card. It's the Clinton campaign's rapid-fire, right-wing, populist response to Obama's remarks that I find so troubling and cynical and sure to hurt the party and the country in the general election. Strip down what Obama was saying. He addressed the trouble his campaign of hope and change was having in places where people feel most cynical about government. While he's tried to speak concretely about the conditions of people's lives, his campaign continues to have trouble making inroads among white working-class voters and old economy voters whose idea of change isn't hope, but rather losing a job or pension. Yet he's narrowing the margins. In Muncie, Indiana, Saturday morning, Obama was counterpunching, as he should be, explaining and expanding his remarks. The problem is our politics don't let the American people get heard. People know it's not easy solving some of these problems, but they want to feel like at least somebody is fighting for them. It's interesting. Lately there's been a little typical sort of political flare-up because I said something that everybody knows is true, which is that there are a whole bunch of folks in small towns in Pennsylvania, in towns right here in Indiana, in my hometown of Illinois, who are bitter. They're angry. They feel like they've been left behind. They feel like nobody's paying attention to what they're going through. I can't think of much truer in our politics today than what Obama's saying about how people don't feel they're being listened to. What we need is a government that actually is paying attention, fighting for working people day in and day out. At a time when 81% of the country thinks we're heading in the wrong direction, aren't these people bitter? Isn't it pretty clear that our economy hasn't performed well for most people for at least a generation and is now heading into what everyone sentient would agree are likely to be some very tough times? Recovery from this recession is also likely to be even slower than essentially jobless recovery from the last. The traditional means of jump-starting the economy, dropping interest rates or boosting consumer spending, have been substantially exhausted, and their pell-mell unregulated pursuit is a large part of what got us into the current mess in the first place. The political discontent is obvious, and Obama's trying to speak to that. Americans are fed up with government's failure to do anything much for them or that they're proud of being part of. Here's how it is, he said in his April 6th remarks. In a lot of these communities in big industrial states like Ohio and Pennsylvania, people have been beaten down for so long. They feel so betrayed by government that when they hear a pitch that is premised on not being cynical about government, then a part of them just doesn't buy it. Here's where the right generation-long attack on government has done real damage to citizen confidence in government. We see it all around us every day. But surely the other critical source of citizen doubt is that government has in fact done little recently to measurably improve their lives and give them a sense of national purpose. After all, Bill Clinton, long considered the master politician of his age, was basically in the business of lowering expectations of government even faster than they were disappointed. Obama's trying to amp up expectations which the right and Clintonism have tamped down. The right wing is clearly desperate, ready to seize on anything to change the subject and hide how out of touch they are with an America in financial pain. But how cynical of the Clinton campaign to claim that Obama was condescending to the people of Pennsylvania, says Katrina. You go, Katrina. You want to take some calls?
Okay.
Well, why are you so reticent?
There aren't any at the moment, but I realize...
I didn't say there would be because they're going to wait for me to give the numbers out and for the delay to catch up. And then, it'll be almost break time, so we've got like a little buffer there,
Let's do it.
Like Willie Chichi would say, we got some buffers.
Yeah.
5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. I wonder if the Pope is riding in coach or in business class. Huh? What do you think?
Would you say
Pope
that
class.
This is an enormously important trip for...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's so important.
What are we going to do?
I can't think of anything in my life more important than another Pope coming here, another Getchke.
What are they losing money?
A man in a dress. A man in a white dress and a silly schmata on his head. My God, they stole everything from us.
Is that a yarmulke, by the way?
Yeah, it's a yarmulke. Like I said, they stole everything from us. The Pope's got a yarmulke on.
I think it's got my bar mitzvah date.
The only thing he's missing is the tallis, you know. We got any calls?
We do now.
We do now?
We do now.
Well, let's punch one up. QAM, hello.
God.
Yeah, you can do it.
Hello, Neil, baby.
Yes.
I wanted to say congratulations on your new deal. I am one that is happy to hear this because there's nothing else like you, and I think you're great. Even though the shows aren't what they used to be, they're still better than anything. I'm glad you're having a nice life.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a wonderful existence. Okay. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. QAM, hello. Hold on. Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Zach? Can I talk to Neil?
Speaking.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, man?
All right.
Thanks for taking my call. Congratulations for being here for 5 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was watching The Godfather again. It was on local cable again.
Well, let me ask you one question.
Why?
Why were you watching it again? I was too, as a matter of fact. It was on A&E 8,000 times.
Exactly. I just can't look away. But, you always try to look for little nuances, whatever, something you just haven't seen before.
We all know Tessio was the one that backstabbed everyone at the end, but when the Godfather's in the hospital and Michael comes to visit him and there's nobody there, the first thing he does is he calls Sonny, there's nobody here, not Tessio's men, nothing. So is that like an indication that Tessio was already, trying to, screw things from earlier? You ever see that part?
No, don't you remember that McCluskey, the crooked cop, he chased them all away?
I understand, and why didn't Tessio call? I'm reading too much into it, I guess. But if Tessio's men got moved, then you thought Tessio would say something about it.
It screws up all my arrangements.
Yeah, I gotta get a life. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Okay, good luck to you. Screwed up all his arrangements. Now, wasn't that earlier? That was before Tessio sold out.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with Tessio.
No, of course not. That was long before. That was when they tried to assassinate Don Corleone for crying out loud. That's before Michael killed Sollozzo and McCloskey and went off to Corleone and married Apollonia and bada bing. The car blew up. Fabrizio. 718 votes on the poll. I still don't know why he says donde. It's dove va. Maybe he doesn't say donde.
Maybe. He says it kind of quickly.
Yeah.
And it ain't his native tongue, so.
Oh, like he didn't speak perfect Italiano? Are you crazy or what, mister?
I don't think he did. Didn't he need a translator?
He didn't need a translator. Don't you remember when they were having dinner there in
that
the Bronx?
scene when he was talking to Apollonia's father, he said, translate for me.
Yeah.
His father. So he obviously wasn't that good.
But how about when he was talking to Sollozzo?
Yeah.
No, he did get frustrated, though, remember? Mm-hmm. He said, well, what I want... He was frustrated because he couldn't express it in Italian.
Right.
He says, what I want most...
Poor Italian.
...is assurance that my father won't be bothered again. What assurance can I give you? I'm the hunted one, Sollozzo said.
Mm-hmm.
I missed my chance, kid. But to be honest, all due respect, the Don was slipping. 5 years ago, could I have gotten to him? And, of course, Paulie, that Strunz, he sold out the old man.
Biggest name.
I'm going to read the whole Godfather dialogue.
Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560
For the next 5 years.
The sports leader.
It's not, you fairy.
Some independent truckers say they'll stop hauling freight, protest the record-high diesel fuel prices.
Off the road again. I just can't pay to fill my tank again. Diesel fuel is higher than it's ever been, and I can't pay to get on the road again. Off the road again. Oil profits, they are such a sin. Screaming things at those ExxonMobil men. I can't pay to get on the road again. Off the road again. Like a pack of suckers, we go down the highway. Hope the gouging ends, 'cause the Arab world's getting richer each and every day. It's so lame. Off the road again.
We're making a statement.
I just can't pay to get on the road again.
We shut down for 5 days.
I drive a truck and take it up the gassy end, 'cause I can't pay to get on the road again.
We are not going to put up with prices like that.
That's right. We're going to go out and kill somebody because we're pretty pissed off about it. 729 on the poll. I don't think I want to take any more calls for a while now. So just take your finger and put it back where it was before. Well, no, I mean, it's a little awkward doing it this way, right? It's very awkward.
It is, but whatever.
It's working out okay, though.
Sure.
Marilyn Monroe's sex film to be kept private. We talked about this yesterday because, of course, could there be anything more important than this?
No, I love these kinds of stories. Hey, there's a sex tape. You ain't going to see it. Let's talk about it for a long time.
It's not a tape. It's a film.
Whatever.
Long before they had, like, any videotape.
Yes.
A 15-minute film of Marilyn Monroe engaging in oral sex with an unidentified man.
Oh, my God.
Will be kept from public view by a New York businessman who's bought it for $1.5 million. The broker of the deal said yesterday. It'll be kept from public view. See, I don't understand that. If he put it on the internets, he could make the $1.5 million back in about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Right.
Memorabilia collector Kia Morgan said he recently arranged the sale of the silent black and white film from the son of a dead FBI informant who possessed it to a wealthy Manhattan businessman who wants to protect Monroe's privacy. Why is it important to protect her privacy? She's been dead for 100 years. Why is that important? I don't get
Ask that guy.
Ask gay Edgar Hoover. The gentleman who bought it said, out of respect for Marilyn, he's not going to make a joke out of it and put it on the internet and try to exploit her, said memorabilia collector Kia Morgan. That's not his intention, and I would never get my name involved if that were to happen, he said. Monroe is clothed, and the man's head remains out of the frame for the entire 50 minutes of the film, said Morgan, who watched it. The head on his shoulders, that is. Monroe was rumored to have had an affair with U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and Morgan said then FBI Director gay Edgar Hoover, a Kennedy rival, went to great lengths to try to prove that Kennedy was in the film. It was him. One of Monroe's ex-husbands, the late baseball great Joe DiMaggio, once tried to buy it from the collector for $25,000, but he wouldn't part with it, according to FBI files on Monroe that are available on the FBI website. Morgan is a well-known collector who owns memorabilia from the estates of Monroe and DiMaggio and said he was friends with Monroe's other two husbands, Jim Doherty and Arthur Miller. Boy, how come she married such ugly guys? I don't get it.
She did.
I mean, not just ugly, but I mean real, real ugly. And believe me, I know real ugly.
She had no taste, apparently.
But doesn't that always happen?
Not always. Not often enough.
No. Often. Not always. The hot chick marries some gruesome, nasty, other than like Reese Witherspoon, although she's not that hot.
Yeah, she's not.
Right. Well, she married Ryan Phillippe. Maybe he's got bad eyesight.
He must.
He said he learned of the existence of the film by working on a documentary about Monroe, who died August 62, 46 years ago almost, at age 36. A former FBI agent told him about it, and Morgan said he confirmed it by tracking down the son of the FBI informant who had provided a copy to the FBI. I thought the FBI agent was embellishing it for my documentary. I never once believed it till I pulled up the FBI document referring to the film, Morgan said. The lead informant's son had the original, while the copy remains classified in the FBI file, said Morgan, whose deal was first reported by the New York Post yesterday. The FBI agent that I interviewed said gay Edgar Hoover was completely obsessed. Obsessed! A team of 9 individuals were analyzing the tape inside a lab. Gay Edgar Hoover brought in a few prostitutes who allegedly had been with President Kennedy, and they tried to see if it really was him. In other words, they were trying to look at his, oh yeah, I recognize that. It looks just like his. Wasn't that part of the whole Monica thing too, that she could describe his, and the Michael Jackson
thing, right. Pick it out of a lineup.
An FBI spokesman declined to comment except to point out to Monroe the Monroe files available online, which refer to the film but make no mention of gay Edgar Hoover's purported interest. Well, of course not, because that would be bad for the FBI. That this ridiculous, hateful queen was like, had all these files, secret files on everybody, from Martin Luther King to the Kennedys to everybody else. He had a lot of enemies, gay Edgar Hoover. I'm surprised they didn't out his nasty ass back then. And believe you me, I have a feeling he had a really nasty ass.
I'm sure he had something on everyone who might
probably
have been
able
to.
That's right. It was a stalemate.
Right.
You ever have a stalemate?
Yeah.
No comment. No answer necessary. Right. 736 votes on the poll. I wish Neil would blank. Change nothing, 264. Take calls, 208. We took more today than we've taken in months. Don't you feel all excited about it?
I'm all a dither.
How about you, Zach? You still eating?
No, I'm almost done.
Almost done.
Yep. I'm done.
Almost done.
I'm eating slow. I'm eating slow. That's how I...
Why is that? Is that better?
Well, it makes me full. That's it.
Don't you know, the slower you eat, the less you eat?
Says who?
That's one of those things.
It's an ancient Chinese secret?
That's right.
George
Neil would take calls, 208. Live forever, 191. Stop reading stories, 38. Boy, that's a big drop-off. Only 5% don't like the bedtime stories. Well, guess what? Your mama sews socks in hell. How do you like that? Retire! 25. Well, I don't even know why they're bothering to write that. To vote for that when we just had the New Deal. Tom Jicha and Barry Jackass both said, I just signed a new deal for 5 more years after this year. Through 2013. 2013. Do you know how far off in the distance that seems?
Really far?
Oh, my God.
And I wish Neil would croak 13. Isn't that touching?
Oh.
I wish Neil would croak and die. I should have put on there, die a wicked death. That would be good. South Florida for you, man. It's only 13, though. It's only 1.7% of the audience. Almost 2% of the audience wish I would croak. And that's why they're listening right now, because they hate.
Well, they're waiting for you to croak on the air. They want to catch it.
No, they're not. They hate me like poison, and it fills a need. It fills a void. They have this masochistic desire for me to be here every single day. Even on the weekend, they get all depressed. You ever get depressed on the weekend because your routine is like, I know it sounds stupid.
No.
Especially for a guy like me that gets up early in the morning and goes to Woodbine on Saturday morning and won $900 there this past Saturday.
I was sick this weekend, so I wasn't so happy about that.
Oh, there you go.
Missed out a lot of plans, yeah.
I think Chris finally is coming around now. He's not there to defend himself today. But Zach knows. He gave me all kinds of grief because he couldn't understand why I would get up early in the morning because I don't want to go when it's really crowded. I don't like being in the middle of smelly, crowded, pushy old people that walk around like zombies that practically push you down. Or you'll say, excuse me, you try to get by, and they act like they're deaf, dumb, and stupid.
They might be.
God. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fine people here of all kinds and a lot of very polite people, except when they're driving. And except when you would like them to get out of your way. The old ethnics, man, like the Eastern Europeans, the Russians.
Yeah.
I don't think they get out of the house much.
Except for that.
It's nauseating. Can you see me? And the Chinaman. Oh my God, there's nothing like an old Chinaman. No clue. Clueless and shoeless. Well, that was quite a surprise. I had a surprise visit from Todd Dreck this morning from our sales department. What?
I'm sorry for you.
He brought Duff in just in case.
Did he really?
Which I thought was very funny, yeah.
Did he really? Isn't that screw
like a
spare,
there?
Oh,
right.
You got to hide behind somebody's coattails or behind somebody's apron strings. So I guess Duff's got some apron strings.
I talked him into it. I said, no, you can talk to him directly, but I said, don't say congratulations and all that other crap. And, of course, what's the first thing he said?
Yeah.
Nobody listens to me. I got good advice, and nobody will take it.
I take it.
Thank you.
Todd Dreck. Who the hell's he kidding? Oh, congratulations. And blah, 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 blah. Who the hell was he kidding, man? He hasn't sold anything on his show since Jesus was an infant. And now all of a sudden, the day after I'm signing this deal, all the salespeople are running there. Oh, we got live 3 on this, and we got a live endorsement on that. All of a sudden, man, now it's fashionable to be selling the Neil Rogers show. I might just croak just out of spite. How do you like that? If Todd Dreck sells something, I might actually die. Just out of shock. Because we know how good he is on the copy, too. He's really on top of that.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Sure.
Not as good as Brian Schmutz, though. He's the best. 11:56, 4 minutes till noon at 560 WQAM.
Ross Laidman, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from Jews and listening to the Neil Roque Comunista Hour.
I'm very old, that's why my head hangs down loose and droopy. I see my toes protruding from my gown in my booties. Hold my head up, Bob says hold my head up, Bob says hold my head up, Bob. Please, before I die, I smell my arm as I limp in my dress like I'm snoozing. My bones are gone. That funny hat on my head needs re-gluing. Hold my head up, Bob says hold my head up. Bob says, hold my head up. Bob, please, before I die. As I look down, things I thought were misplaced, I am finding. So far I found $6 in loose change and my car keys. Hold my head up, Bob says hold my head up, hold my head up, before I die. hold my head up. Hold me before I die.
Okay, the Pope, he's dying over there.
I'm dying over here.
And they're blowing smoke, baby. Oh, just in. Look at that.
Esmeralda Cuevas on the line with us. Esmeralda,
The
we
Chicago
appreciate
Blue
it.
Line
Thanks
has
for
been
your time.
shut down. Esmeralda and the Four Tops. They got tourists. You see that?
Yeah. What about it?
Nobody cares.
I don't.
But it's breaking news.
Ooh.
Breaking news. Somebody just farted in Westchester.
How do you know?
I can smell it.
I just did.
I could smell it.
Can you smell it? No, that's George.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I did just fart.
And he's been sick, you know. And
That's
he
right.
was talking before about those, you
It's
know, when
awful.
you're really sick.
Mm-hmm.
I just shut the door.
Like rotten
Kind of
eggs.
sickly gas.
Right.
Oh,
Completely different.
when
Like
your
rot.
stomach is like really queasy.
That's
you know?
right.
It's not the first time this morning he's dropped it.
What I would do is I'd run into a hot shower real quick and turn the,
Steamy.
turn that real hot
Oh,
water
yeah.
on, real up,
Ooh,
you know what I'm
like
saying?
potpourri.
7:58 on the poll, and we're never going to make no 1,000 with that. I'm telling you that right now. But, you know, Zach just sits there, we'll make it. No, you won't. You haven't got a Chinaman's chance in hell. We took some calls today, though, and boy, I bet you the audience is pretty excited about that. None of them were really what I would say memorable. The only thing memorable was the fact that there actually were some living and breathing people out there.
How about the first call, the telemarketer?
Yeah, that was the best
She
one.
was good. She was excellent, yeah. Jewish liberals to launch a counterpoint to AIPAC. Oh, this is so long overdue. Jew Lieberman and Wolf Blitzer must be really crying their eyes out.
Yeah.
They must be bawling, so to speak. Some of the country's most prominent Jewish liberals are forming a political action committee and lobbying group aimed at dislodging what they consider the excessive hold of neocons and evangelical Christians on U.S. policy toward Israel. The group is planning to channel political contributions to favored candidates in perhaps a half dozen campaigns this fall, the first time an organization focused on Israel has tried to play such a direct role in the political process, according to its organizers. Organizers said they hope those efforts, coupled with a separate lobbying group that will focus on promoting an Arab-Israeli peace settlement, will fill a void left by the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, and other Jewish groups that they contend have titled to the right in recent years. Did I say titled?
What?
Tilted to the right in recent years. Well, I'm not reading well.
Well, maybe your head's tilted.
That could be it. Maybe my head's tilted to the left. Oh, I tried it. It hurt. The lobbying group will be known as J Street. What did you think about that? J Street, and the political action group as J Street PAC. The executive director for both will be Jeremy Ben-Ami, a former domestic policy advisor in the Clinton White House. The definition of what it means to be pro-Israel has come to diverge from pursuing a peace settlement, said Alan Solomon, a prominent Democratic Party fundraiser involved in the initiative. In recent years, he said, we've heard voices of neocons and right-of-center Jewish leaders and Christian evangelicals, and the mainstream views of the American Jewish community have not been heard. People like David Frum, for example, who was on one of those talking head shows on Sunday on CNN. What do they call that show? With that
Eat the Press?
No, not Eat the Press. Where they diagnose the media and all that other crap. Whoa, is that a bad show?
I don't know.
Horrible show. Solomon is a top fundraiser for the presidential campaign of Barack Obama, but the organizers include supporters and fundraisers for both Obama and Senator Swillery. Many prominent figures in the American Jewish left, former lawmakers and U.S. government officials, and several prominent Israeli figures, as well as activists who have raised money for the Democracy Alliance and MoveOn.org, are also involved. A controversial essay in 2006 by two eminent academics, Harvard's Stephen Walt and the University of Chicago's John Mearsheimer, argued that a powerful pro-Israel lobby that includes Jewish groups, evangelical Christians, and others has actively served to steer U.S. policy in a pro-Israel direction, often against U.S.'s national interest. The essay, a precursor to a 2007 book, triggered an angry debate among supporters of Israel and beyond, and even those who have been critical of groups such as AIPAC, the most influential pro-Israel lobbying group in Washington, said the thesis was either wrong or overdrawn. The genesis of this is really the frustration on the part of a very substantial portion of the American Jewish community that despite the fact that there's broad support for a peace-oriented policy in the Middle East, there doesn't seem to be the political will to actually carry it out, Ben-Ami said. We haven't been effective at transmitting the message that there's political support for these positions in the American Jewish community and their allies. So as far as AIPAC is concerned, and Jew Lieberman and Wolf Blitzkrieg, Chobze and Dreard. Got it?
Got it.
Good. Get it. So what day is your big lunch with Joe Bell?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably not going to go to lunch. You know, you see, if you really wanted to have kind of a leg up on the thing, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Stop and think about that, having a leg up on Joe Bell. Boy, what kind of a position would you have to take to do that? Especially a midget like you.
Wouldn't have to stand.
But anyway, maybe buying him lunch would be a good idea.
All right, I got all
Offering
these
to buy him lunch. Of course, a guy like him isn't going to accept.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be something if he accepted? Say, okay, George, that'd be great.
I don't know. He makes a lot more money than I do.
Well, you think he's going to pay for it out of his pocket? You think he don't have an expense account, even with these cheap bastards?
Oh, you never know.
That'd be a good idea. Let's play that bit. Pay your bill. Oh, over and over again. How many seconds do you think before I get an email saying, oh, you know, that the signature wasn't really Carolyn Beasley's either?
30-second delay plus another 30 direct email.
About 2 minutes. I wish Neil would blank. 768 votes. Changed nothing, 276. Take calls, 215. We took some calls today. We'll take some more, as a matter of fact. Aren't you excited? Woo! I don't know whether to scream or stick my finger deep in my nose. Live forever, 196. Stop reading stories, 40. Like that one you just read there about those Jews. Retire, 26. Retire! No. In fact, the reason I signed the contract was just to piss off those people who keep telling me, retire! No, I'm going to be here forever just to piss them off. Just to aggravate them. Even if I worked for nothing. Croak. Oh, look at that. Eric embellished it a little bit. Croak and die a wicked death, 15. Attaboy, Eric. And then the best part of it is I think Eric was one of those who voted for it. Now, Eric loves me. Eric is he's one of the tried and true staples of this show. We can always count on Eric, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have a technical problem, like that thing with the backup power supply. You notice how everything is nice and quiet now and everything is calmed down? I have to be in panic. As a matter of fact, I hate to admit this, but I feel so much less stressed out now that we signed that thing, you know? Maybe that sounds silly to you. But when you get to be 100 years old, security, job security, especially during these times, man, these perilous times in which we live.
Right, yeah, I can relate.
Job security is not a bad idea, knowing that your next paycheck is coming. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Jolly Joe's done a great job with that. The checks actually show up a day or two early every time now. Attaboy, Jolly Joe, thank you so much. See? Now I'm kissing his fat ass. What do you think of that?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think, as long as we're going to be here a long time, and I'm assuming you will be too, although you never know with all that crap you were talking this morning.
Yeah.
Well, George needs more money, okay? George needs some more money. That's all. All the money they're saving from not paying me anymore, they ought to give you a little bit of it. Not too much. Because if they give you too much, then you'll get used to it,
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll spend it.
Oh, right, yeah, I'm just...
Whatever you make, listen to me. Mm-hmm. Whatever you make, you'll spend it. And I can tell you.
Yeah, well, getting out of debt would be a great place to start spending it.
Well, why don't you have Joe pay off all your bills?
Sure. Here you go, Joe.
Just hand him the bills.
Mine too.
No, we don't care about your bills, okay? You should kiss the ground that you got back in there after Mo blew you out, And then you didn't have the balls to come on here and tell the audience the truth about it.
They were in a vice.
Your balls were in a vice? Not nice.
A device.
A device, yes.
Yeah, the Mo man. He get out and watch your back, Zach. That is a good bit, though, because if that wouldn't have happened. Did he do that bit before you got canned or afterward?
No, like the day after you guys
played. The day after. Well, that Chicken Neck, man, he's right. He's timely. He's topical. If it happened like in the mid-1950s, he's on top of it. Like Ozzie and Harriet. Life with Riley. Are you having lunch with him anytime soon, like today?
Like we had a conversation since the last time you asked 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. No, it was like hours ago. And?
Normally I would have lunch with him today, but I'm BC with taxes.
Guy in your income bracket actually has to pay taxes?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Tragic. It's the American effing way. If I didn't have to pay taxes the last 10 years, I wouldn't be here right now. You'd be talking.
Hey, everybody.
It's a beautiful day, man. It's sunny. Let me take a look at what the temperature is right now. Let me take a puke at it. 9. Going to be 12 today. 16 tomorrow. That's 61. 20 on Thursday. That's 68 freaking degrees. And 19, 66 on Friday. Spring has sprung, baby, up north. Time to get out of that place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Although Tom Jicha says I'm coming back down there forever.
Well, it'll be a good day for it today.
Of exploding balls.
Did you see our ratings on the last book?
Yeah, I know whose fault that is.
Sure. Couldn't possibly be us.
Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No, 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 no. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No more.
I got enough I gotta think about on top of getting raped, and I don't need a rating that's a -8.
Don't care what you do, long as it's understood. You gotta work a little harder on the guest you book.
Or else you got to go. There's a lot of fat producers, you know.
That's right. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No, 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 no. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No more.
Oh, brother, all that blubber I don't understand. How you can eat from a trough while using both hands.
You big fat pet, you made our ratings full. You're just like Clinton, it's all your fault.
Better straighten your fat ass out.
Or we'll take the food out of your mouth.
That's right.
Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No, 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 no. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No more. Listen what we say.
Watch your back, Zach,
or you won't wait for more. No more, no more, no more, no more. Watch your back, Zach, or you won't wait for more. No more.
You know who I am?
No more.
You're lucky you got a job here. Try that one more time and you're all fired.
Watch your back, Zach, because you never know who's wielding that sharp, sharp knife, that shiv that's getting ready to stick it in there, you know what I mean?
Don't cut!
I'm always watching my back around here.
12:18 at QM now. What do you mean by that? Who have we got now that's, oh, that's right, you got Jerks.
It's just the business, the nature of the beast.
Jerks, who did not call me yesterday and invite me to, well, he probably didn't have my number.
Don't give him my number.
I'm sure he would have called if I'd take me to like an early dinner, before the Heat loss.
You guys at a strip club, I can see it. Him buying you lap dances.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Obviously, too much drugs have affected what used to be a fine mind, George. 790 votes on the poll. Let's take some calls. What do you say? 5670560. Boy, I'm all whipped up today. Like I said, I feel like I got a new leash on life. Plus, it looks so beautiful outside. And guess what's going to happen at 2 o'clock?
You're going to go to Woodbine?
Right. And plunge my guts out and have a good time and win maybe 20, 30 grand. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe I'll win a dollar jackpot on the Wheel of Fortune. That's a sucker bet, that dollar Wheel of Fortune.
Bring a plastic bag just in case.
For what? The cash?
Do you have any, no, just in case you have an accident.
See, one thing about Woodbine is they have lots of fine tea rooms all over the facility there.
Within arm's reach?
Well, almost. Although I will say this, I can think of a couple of occasions, speaking about when it's really crowded and those damn old shiny mom won't get out of your way, and and I'm kind of waddling back toward the magic room back there, and like some old fart will get in your way, like not move.
Yeah.
And then you take a step, and then all of a sudden they take a step. It's like they're like a battering ram, like they're in like a obstacle course.
I've noticed that about old people. Not that they're at the top of their physical game anyway, but obviously they're not in a hurry.
So they shuffle.
Right.
They shuffle.
So they must presume you're not either.
It's not that they presume anything about you. They're not even. They don't
right.
even
they don't
know
even
that you exist.
They don't know.
They're not aware of your existence.
Know.
Okay. You're not there. Yeah, I'm going to get off that damn Wheel of Fortune. Then I'm going to start playing me some stuff with some big. I'm going to play that Megabucks and win millions. You'll see, and then I'll take care of George.
All right.
Hire a hitman.
Sure. Either way, problem solved.
You'll be okay.
I'll let you know.
You just get so, it's only April 15th. It's a tax day.
Right.
Now, why on tax day are you all whipped up and worried about money, stuff like that?
Because
you don't have any? Because you don't have
that
any?
Might be.
Now, don't you have like some money coming back?
I do.
But you still haven't filed yet?
I was going to do that Friday, but I was sick.
So, in other words, you're waiting till the last day.
I just
See, here's what I don't understand about people like yous.
Yeah.
You haven't filed yet, and you need the money back, the refund.
Right.
Badly, obviously.
Well, there was a chain of events.
Yeah, a chain?
Yeah, I
shan't. You shouldn't have waited till the Friday before
April
April 15th.
Bore you
should
with
have
the
done
details.
it back in like March would have been good, like the middle of March.
There's no question, but nevertheless. comes down to
So
today.
now you're going to have to wait for a long time. And what about that check that Uncle Sam is going to send you to for your whole family?
Normally I do file as early as possible, but this
And what
year I
about
just gotta
that
wait
big fat check that the government's going to send you and your family?
I can't wait.
Are you going to get one?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you get that check if you filed last year, or do you have to file this year before you get that check?
You have to file this year.
You're positive?
Yes.
Well, I'm not filing until later. I got a...
Extension?
I put it off. What? Extension, yeah. You know what? I need an extension.
Mm-hmm. How many straps does it have?
6. When you hear this, you're not going to know whether to laugh or cry.
All right.
Seriously. And these are the kind of stories that just... I shouldn't even read them because they're so depressing to me.
Oh, great.
That's the American fucking way.
No, I dumped that one. That's not the one that had the... I thought that had a... let me try this one. One of these has got like a better bleep in it. You know what I mean?
No.
That's the American fucking way.
There's the one.
Okay.
Oh, I see. It's got like 3 little stars after. Okay. See, I can't even figure out my own system here for stuff that's been like kind of doctored and cleaned up. It's like BC and AD and like that. BJ before Joyce. Everything has to be so sanitary now. We have to be so careful. I thought we were taking some calls.
Waiting for you.
Oh, but first this story.
Okay.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah.
QAM, hello. It's the Reverend Jones. QAM, hello. See, when they're just making sounds in the background, we still know who it is.
Yo.
QAM, yes.
Yes, at McDonald's, you buy a Big Mac and you get the second one for a penny.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Good.
Money problem solved.
George will be right over.
Lunch is on George.
Got any more?
Yeah, go ahead.
QAM, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
True story, Godfather trivia.
Yes?
While he was auditioning for the role of Sonny Corleone, James Caan made a recommendation for the part of Luca Brasi. He had just come off filming Brian's song, and a recommendation was made for Dick Butkus to play Luca Brasi. And it was seriously considered, but the timing of the taping couldn't be done around the bare schedule, so they had to pass on him.
No, I'll be damned.
Couple of things he didn't look Italian enough.
Yeah.
Dick Butkus, think of that. Dick Butkus is Luca Brasi.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
No wonder they shot him on a causeway, you know it?
It would have been nice to have him there.
Thanks for the good news, Pally.
Yep.
Oh, it's so schmaltzy, man. It just makes you kvel. Even the Goyim are kvelling. Even the Pope is kvelling about that music. Because he can relate. I bet you he's been to Sicily. I bet you he's got a lot of good paisans over there in Sicily. And Corleone.
Yep.
Remember when, what's his name, Don Tomasino pulled up in that old jalopy of his?
Right.
When Michael was walking with the 2 bodyguards in Sicily?
Yeah.
And he asked him where he was going. He looked at him. Corleone. Take my car. No, I want to walk. Take my car. Please. Poor Don Tomasino. You know that scene where he gets shot in the foot when they're running away after...
Right.
After Don Corleone stabbed Don Ciccio in the puppet. Hey, face me! It's so sharp! Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that's what he was saying.
You know what's really very sad? And I don't know, I'm an emotional old queen, I guess, but it's sad to me, the scene where the kid, when he's a little kid and he escapes because they wanted to kill him. Remember, they were looking for the little boy?
Yeah.
And he gets on the boat and the ship and arrives at Ellis Island.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like just a handful of stuff, his life belongings in his arm.
Got a satchel there.
Yeah, that's right.
Paper bag.
Satchel page. And, he's like all alone. You know, then they put him in quarantine because he had smallpox or whatever the deal was. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And here's this little kid all alone, you know.
Yeah. He did all right, though.
Huh?
He did all right.
Yeah, he did okay. He did okay for a little guinea brat. You know? Don Corleone. Vito Andolini.
From Corleone. All right. Vito Corleone.
Vito Andolini. And this is for you. Yeah. And you notice he cut like from left to right.
I know,
like
he just diagonal right across his abdomen
and then up. And then up.
And then you push him. No, every time they kill somebody in The Godfather, they got to push him afterwards or insult the carcass somehow. Kick the face.
Like when Sonny beat the crap out of Carlo in the street there, remember?
Sure. Or Don Fanucci, he shoots him and then he kicks him over. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
And Sonny, they shoot him on the causeway, then they kick him in the head.
And how about poor Frankie Pentangeli when they thought he was dead too?
Right.
Frankie Five Angels. They left him for dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Don Corleone says hello, or this is for you, whatever they said. Remember that?
Michael Corleone says hello.
Michael Corleone says hi and how you doing,
Yeah.
like that.
Says,
And he was going like that.
I'm dying over here.
Poor Frankie. Well, see, we got sidetracked. That's because we took the call. I got this very important story that you're going to be nauseated by about the headline, Ohio considers allowing concealed weapons on campuses. Excellent idea. Brilliant. Only in America, baby. Jay and the Americans are singing.
The sports leader.
Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
Join the NRA. Shoot your gun today. Have yourself some down-home Christian fun. Throw your friends away. We'll back you all the way. Defending your right to own a gun. When you think of all the benefits you're getting, life will be sweeter when you pack your heater. Carry a license to be deadly. Come on and join today. It's the American way to be a member of the NRA.
Aim for the knees, aim for the chest, and always aim for the head in case they're wearing the vest. Sharpen your skills, get more fun. We'll be there to defend your right to own a gun.
Come on and join today, and you'll be proud to say you're a member of the NRA.
All right, let's go out and shoot some people because we got pissed off, okay? Because we woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning because somebody peed in our cornflakes, whatever the deal is. It's been almost a year since the Virginia Tech massacre. It'll be 9 years next week since the Columbine shootings. You remember those?
Yeah.
Is Zach alive or is he dead?
He's eating.
Oh, he's still eating?
Told you to eat slowly.
Jesus. No, it's not that he eats slowly. It's that he's eating such a voluminous amount of food.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm thinking about getting this afternoon, and you're going to be really angry with me when I tell you.
Ice cream.
No.
Macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Cookies.
No.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Oh, well.
No, not cookies or chocolate, you slob.
I was talking out loud, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. What a pig. Where the hell did I see some good cookies the other day? Oh, it was at one of my local markets. I was checking out. I was at the checkout, and I had like some, hot dogs and cheese and the usual Atkins kind of stuff that I buy when I'm planning on eating, just eating that, and then, of course, I don't. And they had some beautiful, like, macadamia nut chip cookies or something like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't buy any, though.
Good.
Why?
I didn't wanna. Can I get to this story? This is very important.
No, it isn't.
And you wonder why Norm hates you?
No, I don't wonder why Norm hates me.
Some Ohio lawmakers are pushing new plans to allow students to carry concealed weapons at public universities.
Oh, my
All right! Some students are in favor of such a law, saying that might be what it would take to stop the next campus gunman, News Channel 5 in Ohio reports. Would you rather just sit there cowering at a desk when somebody executes you, or would you rather have a chance to defend your life? That's what it really boils down to, said Ohio student Michael Flitcraft. I wonder if Michael flits. I wonder if Michael's got a flit. Ohio is one of at least 8 states currently considering allowing guns on campus, but supporters know they have an uphill battle. Flitcraft is licensed to carry a concealed weapon on the streets, but can't bring it to school. To me, it makes no sense. I can defend myself legally over there, but I'm a felon if I step on the grass over here, said Flitcraft. Utah, Colorado, and Virginia already allow guns on campus, although it's up to school officials to set policy. Still, most students aren't convinced, and they say the idea scares them. And you know something? It damn well ought to scare them. Somebody looking over your shoulder trying to steal your answers on the exam, turn around and blow them away, okay? They won't do it again. Only in America would they even be considering such lunacy. Since 1966, there have been about a dozen college campus shootings. As tragic as they were, experts contend campuses are still among the safest places for young adults. I don't think the answer to bullets flying is to send more bullets flying, said Ron Holt of Weber State University. Isn't that how you say it, Zach? Weber State?
Yes.
Why, I don't know. Remember that great bowler, Dick Weber?
No.
Dick Weber. How about
No.
Don Carter?
Yes.
Eddie Kowalix, Buddy Bomar, Thurman Munson, not Thurman Gibson.
Herman Munster.
Herman Munster, yeah.
Someone say mustard?
John Kerry. The security chief at University of Cincinnati thinks the idea is a recipe for disaster. Disaster! Somebody is shooting. The officer responds to the scene. There's a person there with a gun in their hand. Now, is that the bad guy, or is that a citizen who's trying to help out, said Gene Ferrara. Flipcraft said he won't give up. I do see it in the future eventually. He said it might take 10 or 15 years for it to happen, but people being able to defend their lives on campus, he said, is what it's all about. And the proposal is gaining support, of course, because it's America, man, and real men like Charlton Heston, from my cold, dead hands, and now they're cold and he's dead, to which everybody can say,
You son of a bitch.
all right. Weren't you on vacation after he croaked?
Yes. He croaked while I was still here.
And we have a party that day? I forget.
I did. I blew a kazoo.
All right. Flipcraft said he won't give up. I do see in the future 10 or 15 years for it to happen, but people being able to defend their lives on campus. The proposal is gaining support. A national advocacy group, Students for Concealed Carry on Campus, signed up thousands of people in recent months, bringing its membership to 25,000. Students for Concealed Carry on Campus. You notice they didn't put guns in the title of the group? Just carry on, like luggage.
Sure.
Citizens for Carry on Luggage. Only crazy people would do things like this.
So they don't want any more violence on campus, but they're going to allow you to bring a gun now to campus.
They're going to encourage you to have a gun if they pass this. Because everybody else will have one. You don't want to be the odd man out.
Pass them out on the first day.
That's right. I think that should be mandatory. Everybody who gets admission into any kind of a college, university, anything. Guns.
Maybe they'll sell them at the bookstore.
I got a better idea. Let's instead of these tax rebate checks that the government's sending out, how about sending everybody a loaded gun? Sounds good to me. And you know something? They're showing the gas prices again now.
Price of regular unleaded rose more than a penny to $3.38 a gallon.
That's another reason everybody should have a gun. Don't pay for the gas. Go in there and hold up the gas station. That's right. Say, I'm pumping it, and if you want me to pay, you're lumping it. Right? Oh, there's Harley Felching again, man. He's like part of the wallpaper there. He's on there all 24/7. Him and Ricky Ticky Sanchez, the hyperventilator. 816 votes on the poll. Now, are they happy that we took the calls today or what? I don't think there was anything. I mean, it was like nothing revolutionary.
It was fine.
There were a couple of them that were fairly interesting. The Godfather guy was fairly interesting, not tremendously, but okay. And the guy with the story about the old ladies in the, where was it? In the hair place?
I forgot.
See that? You're not paying close enough attention, not taking notes on this. If you were really that's what Norma says, if you were really a producer doing their job, you'd be taking tremendous notes, detailed. Like those idiots that they log the Stern Show every day. Have you seen that stuff online ever?
Uh-huh. No, I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of...
Every minute of every show, every day. Oh, and Howie farted at 8:40, and Robin sniffed it, and she puked, and like that, What these people are desperately trying to announce to the world is simple.
I have no life.
That's right.
I have no life. I have no life.
There's so many of those people,
I have
and
no
so
life.
freaking little time.
I have no life.
817 votes. I wish Neil would blank. Change nothing. 290. Take calls, 230. See, a lot of people wanted calls, we gave them to them. What you want, we give it to you. Sometime. Although sometime, I don't want it. Aren't you surprised? Now, what is that?
What?
Crawler toolbars encountered a problem, needs to close. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Well, get out of here. Crawl away. Well, what does that mean? Crawler toolbar has encountered a problem?
You're using a crawler toolbar?
No, I'm not. Well, I got like 800 toolbars up there. I have to get rid of some of them.
I see. You should get rid of, let me think, all of them?
No.
Okay.
I wish Neil would change nothing, 290. Take calls, 230. Live forever, 208. Yeah. I'll do it. Stop reading stories, 44. Only 5% stop reading stories. That means 95% of the people we still have listening say, oh, yeah, it's okay. Read on, old man. Retire, 29. Croak and die a wicked death, 16. A wicked death.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Neil
Everybody has opinion, dissenting from our way.
You failed.
We'll place your name into the system as enemy of the state. Don't even bother to question, just follow and obey. Everybody's turning fascist USA. In the act of patriotism, we're watching all of you. Everyone's under suspicion, so that's what you do. This disinformation and all you mindless fools in Bush Fatherland Nation, fascist USA. You gotta hate those Jews and Clinton liberals too. Believe everything we tell you on the state-run news. Blood war for corporate. Fill up your Escalade. A Reuben Cheney Bush menu. Fascist USA. We don't mind to see our jobs go. A bad economy's good. We're fascinated by J-Lo.
Rectum.
Don't read no stupid books. All now are embracing the Pax American way. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA.
All right, it's the American Effing Way, baby. 1247 at 560 WQAM. We got the Jerk Show come up at 2, as we'll go over those stats again from last night's heat loss to the Raptors right here at the Air Canada Center. I'm sorry, the Scare Canada Center. I don't want to rip off what's-her-name's material.
Please don't.
So to prove to you that everybody is full of crap, Jim, this is a good fax. However, it says, Uncle God, now I know why you stopped taking calls. While interesting, Dick Butkus wasn't even close to coaching the Bears yet when The Godfather was filmed. Let me ask you a question, Zach. What years did Dick Butkus coach the Bears?
I'll make sure Zach answers that when he gets back in here.
Where the hell is he?
I don't know.
He never coached the Bears. I was pretty sure of that, and then I just Googled it for the entire list of all. Maybe they're confusing Dick Butkus with Mike Ditka. Anyway, it says, in general, the caller's information is about as reliable as a $1 Wheel of Fortune machine or wet dream. Right, Jim? Sorry about the 5 years you were sentenced to in that asylum, it says, but for selfish reasons, I couldn't be happier. The fodder that dump gives you is priceless. For your fodder. Make sure George sticks around, and Chris, well, whatever it says. So he wants you to stick around, but Chris, whatever.
Well, I appreciate
whatever,
that.
Which means, of course, F you. Dick Butkus, Zach, let me know if he ever comes back.
I will.
He hasn't contributed very much to us today. I'm glad that he's there. It's better than the alternative, having, like yesterday, it was just me and Chris, which was okay.
I called everybody.
What do you mean by that? Called him what? And, of course, Cordes came in there in the morning to, suck around and then ran out. I'm swamped
called
today.
him, right.
Thanks to Clarence, I'm swamped today. I got so much work.
Try to get Greg in here. Clarence said they'd do something. Greg, one of the other morning guys, morning producers.
Greg Reed?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I can see him handling the board. Mm-hmm.
Zach's back.
Oh, Zach's back. So anyway,
he's got a happy face, so it must have been what you said.
Joyce. Are we right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it says, while interesting, this fax from Jim, Dick Butkus wasn't even close to coaching the Bears yet when The Godfather was filmed. 72. I was asking you, what years Dick Butkus was the coach of the Bears?
I got no idea.
He was never the coach of the Bears.
Exactly, like I said.
Mike Ditka was the coach of the Bears, and that's who I'm thinking that they're confusing here. Like that.
Butkus played for them. I don't think he could. Yeah,
right. As a matter of fact, Butkus was still playing in 73. Here, this is funny. It says, Norma sends me a text message, well, an email. Yeah, he was still playing for the Bears until 73, Dick Butkus. Norma Kent says, that is funny. I get in the car to go to lunch, flip on your show, and I hear, you wonder why Norm hates you? No, I don't hate George, but if there was extra money for QM to throw around, I would have made it come your way. Oh, wait till you hear this.
Gee.
Keep in mind, though, he doesn't hate you.
Of course.
He says they will begrudgingly or happily keep him because you want him there, which is correct, and for no other reason. Because they're only going to offer him nominal increases at best, and as you said, he has delusions of grandeur, which I could never realistically meet, so it's better for him to find that out for himself. I said you had delusions of grandeur?
You must have.
If you have not read this on the air, it is not for publication. Oh, Norma, I guess, is jonesing to get back on the air somewhere. If he'd have been that funny on the light bulb, maybe he'd still be on somewhere, but we can only hope not. So anyway, they're going to offer you nominal increases. Now, is that going to be okay, or, I mean...
Well, it depends on how nominal.
Well, don't tip your hat yet. Don't show your hand. Or your foot. Or your ass. Don't show it. So then that indicates they might offer you some increase. Now, would that be good? It'd be better than not.
Right.
It'd be a starting point.
Yeah.
Joe says we'll offer you an extra $50 a week or something like that. You say, well, how about 200? And he says, well, how about 30?
About 30, man.
And then you get up and do a dump on the table and the dinner table there in the restaurant. Well, I sure hope he doesn't take you to that place where they took me, him and Bruce Beasley.
What place was that?
That place in Plantation.
IHOP?
No, it wasn't the IHOP. It was worse. No, where the soup was very good, but the steak was caca, man. It was bad. What's the name of that joint? It's on Broward Boulevard, and it's kind of like across from the Broward Mall.
Steak place?
Huh?
What kind of place is it again?
It's like a Dalt's kind of place, like one of those places. I can't think of the name of it. It's like west, just a little bit west of the Broward Mall, on Broward Boulevard, in a little strip shopping center. I never had heard of it before, and hopefully I won't hear of it again. But anyway, that's where they took me to lunch, like a year ago December. Can it be, really, a year ago December? And that was the first time I think I met Jolly Joe Bell. Was there ever a second time? I don't believe so.
Mm-mm.
That's the first time we ever met puss to puss. And you know what? It was enough. I mean, he was very cordial and very jolly. You know, I mean, if you're going to be Jolly Joe, you have to be jolly, but... And then Bruce Beasley was ranting on about how we want to be the best sports station in the market. And I kept thinking, what the hell do I care about that, you know? Why do I care about how he believes in an honest day's work for an honest day's pay? That's what you should say, George. You're willing to do an honest day's work if you get an honest day's pay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
They like that. And then tell them that you're really all enthused about that Beasley stock, and you're going to go, if they give you a raise, you're going to buy a whole bunch of it and goose their stock price up and just make up a bunch of crap.
Sure.
So that's what Norma says. Now, what do you think? I think I did say you have delusions of grandeur because you think that they're going to, like, give you big-time money there. And they're not.
What? I don't even know where to start telling you what's wrong with that.
Okay, well, go ahead. It'll kill some good time. It's better than taking those stupid calls.
I thought that they were going to give me big money. When?
Well, I mean big money, but compared to what you're making.
I'm just stunned.
Well?
It's like we had the same conversation over and over and over again, and it's like it never happened even once.
Yeah, well, which conversation was that?
The one where you go off and bargain by yourself, and then nobody else has any bargaining.
I didn't bargain with anybody. I didn't bargain with anybody. I've got a lawyer. I've got an agent.
Right.
He bargained, and the fact of the matter is we tried to bargain, and they said, no, this is it, period. That's it. That's the offer.
The conversation that we had more than once was, hey, how about this time around that we work something out all together? And you said, okay, great, that's what's going to happen this time around.
Working it out all together meant including you two guys in the deal, that you both are guaranteed a job for the duration through 2013. It didn't ever mean then, nor does it mean now, that I'm going to demand that they pay anybody X amount of money for me to have a livelihood. I'd have to be a crazy person to say that.
A guaranteed job doesn't mean that they'll make you, like, an offer, like pay you any amount of money. Like they could offer me less, you know?
They're not going to offer you less.
You never know.
Well, and what are you going to do if they offer you less? What are you going to say?
I guess I'll have to go get a job somewhere, because I can't see. There's what you want to do and what you have to do. You see?
Yeah.
When you have mouths to feed and mortgages to pay.
So in other words, now you're giving me the business because you think I should have insisted on
what you said was going to happen.
Somebody negotiating a salary for you and your friend Chicken Neck.
The impression that I was under, because it's what you said, was that the negotiation would be done for the three of us all at the same time.
And it was.
Okay.
But not in terms of dollars and cents. Norma Kent isn't your lawyer. He's not your agent. He don't wanna. What did I tell you?
I know, but
what did I tell you?
I found that out after the fact. Like, today.
After you contacted Jan Murray there.
Nobody signed anything with anybody. The last conversation that we had on the issue was that Norm was going to be negotiating something for all of us together.
Norm isn't negotiating anything.
I know, and I found that out today.
Not for Randy, not for you, not for Chicken Neck, not for Zach,
but that's not what you
for Chris.
Said weeks ago.
I beg your pardon?
What you said before, the last time that we had a conversation about it, was that Norm was going to work something out for all of us.
You know something? It didn't happen.
Surprise!
I knew as much as you did, and I know as much now as you do. That Jolly Joe said this, and Norma said, I told Norma okay, and that's the end of that. And I signed it, and Carolyn Beasley signed it, and we're working here through 2013. Unless they make you an embarrassing offer and they chase you out. Which it says right in the contract, I have a right to continue to choose my producer, which is you. Well, unless they pay you an embarrassing amount, in which case we all walk out. Not. George is staging a walkout, Joe.
Yeah.
Just relax, okay? It's the 15th of April. Worry about getting your taxes paid and then getting the refund.
That's it.
Things will happen. Things will unfold.
I'm sure.
Because you took Joe, you met him at the roller rink there. I mean, you guys are bonding at the roller derby, whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm. I could do better than that.
Yeah, take him to the strip club. Take him to the swing club like Bob Green. That worked for you really good.
No, not really.
I'll take care of George.
I still
take care of George.
I still feel it.
Not to mention the fact that our close personal friend Cheryl sold me down the river. And got herself that nice all-expense-paid trip in exchange for talking me into not having an agent when Saul Foose went to jail. I mean, the audience doesn't have any idea what we're talking about, but you know what? They find it fascinating.
Biggest name.
They think they know something.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool,
I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour.
I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
Hello, I'm Hillary Clinton. If you find yourself in a war-torn region like Bosnia or East L.A., you have to make sure you're protected. That's why I always wear Acme Bulletproof Pantsuits. Made from the strongest Kevlar, Acme Bulletproof Pantsuits deflect weapons fire and slims my waist, hips, and thighs. Now, if only Acme made a pantsuit that could deflect criticism when I misremember. Bill, does this bulletproof pantsuit make my butt look fat?
Oh, man, I'd rather negotiate with the Israelis and Palestinians than answer that question.
Yeah. 102 at 560 WQAM. It's our gigantic 1 to 2 hour on a Tuesday. April 15th, pay the tax man, baby, or else go to jail. You know what I don't hear too much about anymore?
What?
Those guys who used to peddle that, you don't have to pay tax and buy our book and we'll tell you. Teach you. And, of course, they all wound up in jail. Maybe that's why we don't hear about them too much anymore.
That could be.
Here's somebody who says, are you thinking Jay Alexander's? Absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
Absolutely correct, sir.
That's the place. Now, have you ever been there?
No. Don't think I'm going to be going.
I mean, maybe I just got the wrong thing on the wrong day. I don't know. The soup was awesome. And they had Norma got, I forget what the house soup is. They got some special house soup that had everything but the kitchen sink in it. And he said it was just fabulous. I think it's called runaway soup. But it was looked really good. And I forget what kind of soup I had, but it was awesome. And then the steak sucked. Nasty. Jay Alexander's. It might be a fabulous place. I don't know. I'll tell you another place that really sucks out by me, out there in on Sunrise. Is it Fridays?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Near Sawgrass?
Yeah, by the across from the Sawgrass.
Yeah, it's Fridays.
Sucks. Blows.
They're all over the place, though, those Fridays restaurants.
It blows. Boy, I sure hope they weren't going to be our 2-for-1 deal this week. That would be bad.
Fridays? I don't think so, yeah.
No. Well, why do you say that? How do you know? How do you know?
I don't, but for the most part, aren't our deals like local places, more or less?
Not chains?
Not chains. I mean, sometimes they have more than one location, but even then it's like local places that have more than one location.
Not a chain.
Like Blue Moon Fish Company, for example.
854 on the pool. You're going to make, I don't know, whatever you make, we'll make. We don't care. Because George is all bent out of shape because Norma won't get him a big raise. I think basically that was the essence of what he's saying in there, is he's not going to be able to get you what he thinks you want.
What I have delusions of is making a living.
Well, and you're in this business?
Yeah,
I could have told you that 15, 20 years ago.
Obviously, I'm a crazy person.
Yes. And what business is that? It's certainly not the radio business. It's the QM, it's monkey business.
Right.
It's the balls game business. Well, speaking of balls, male sex hormone may affect stock trades. How do you like that?
Huh?
Well, there's Allie felching again for the 4 millionth time about the Delta Northwest merger, which I got that in my pile, but everybody knows about it anyway, so I won't get to it. Why read stories on the air that everybody knows, right? Like, oh, the economy is bad. Oh, no kidding.
Really?
Yeah. Gas is expensive. Oh, wow. The phone calls suck. Actually, they weren't too bad today.
They were surprisingly there.
Yeah, not fabulous. And, of course, arguing about somebody who was the coach of the Bears who never was the coach of the Bears, that's kind of pointless, too. But it was fun, and it made me go Google it and go to Wikipedia, where they listed all the Bears coaches in history. International hubs in Amsterdam and Tokyo, this new deal, the new Delta.
Department of Transport have to approve this. The shareholders have to approve it. And right now, the Northwest pilots, Don, are not on side with this deal. So let's say it gets all its approvals 6 to 8 months down the road.
Oh, I think he took the vest off. Now he's just got the pinstriped jacket on. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He still looks extremely gay.
I think it's by design.
Hormone. Will you let me do this, please? Or do you want to argue again about your new deal? Now how much? What percentage do you want to increase?
I don't know. How about 15?
15?
Sure.
That's not very much.
No, it's not. I'm a humble guy.
And how much are you making now? Now, obviously you're not. No, actually, I haven't got any idea. I have an idea how much you're making, but I really don't know.
I'm not making as much money now as I was when I was repoing cars 18 years ago.
Well,
19 years ago.
Yeah, and and starting next year, I can say to you, I'm not going to be making as much money now as I was when I started on the station.
Well, see, it's a little bit different, see, because you're not in danger of losing your house and becoming bankrupt and homeless.
How do you know?
I'm pretty sure.
My mortgage is almost paid off.
I'm just guessing.
My mortgage is almost completely paid off. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
It is.
And then what?
Then
pay George's mortgage.
Yeah, then you refi. I don't know. Then you get one of those reverse mortgages. I don't know.
For you?
No, for you.
For me.
Okay, yeah, for Zach. Look,
that's not what your talk host can do for you.
I don't want your money, man.
Well, good, because you're not getting it.
Well, good. I don't want it.
You're not getting it.
I don't want it.
Why would you say that? That would be like me saying I don't want your money.
Right.
It's silly.
A lot of people want your money. I'm not one of them.
Oh, here we go with this again, huh? And?
Nothing. I'm not one of them.
Let me ask you this. Do I share my money with anybody I don't want to?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, then.
Nobody has actually held me up and said, if you don't give me money, I'm going to blow your brains out. I'm going to, set you on fire. Nobody has done that.
Well, it's early in the day yet.
That's
I've got
true.
matches.
The hormone that drives male aggression and sexual interest also seems able to boost short-term success at finance. But what seems to start out well can turn bad with elevated testosterone levels over several days, possibly leading to an irrational risk-taking, according to researchers at the University of Cambridge in England. If people want to get practical, it would be good for both banks and the financial system as a whole if we had more women and older men in the market, said John M. Coates, lead author of a study appearing in this week's issue of Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, which I scour that every week. Such a change would produce a much more stable financial system, said Coates, a research fellow in the university's Department of Physiology Department and Neuroscience. Coates and Joe Herbert studied male financial traders in London taking saliva samples in the morning and evening. They found that levels of two hormones, testosterone and cortisol, affected traders. Those with higher levels of testosterone in the morning were more likely to make an unusually big profit that day, the researchers found. How do you like that? They were more likely to make an unusually big profit. Testosterone affects aggression, confidence, and risk-taking. That means if you feel horny in the morning, go to the track, go to Gulfstream, punch your guts out, bet $5,000 to win on the longest shot on the board in the first race. Knock them down to 1-3, 1-2. How do you get to be 1 to 3? That's it. Where did that number come from?
I don't know. You pulled it out of your arse?
Pulled it out of my ass. 1 to 3.
Your arse?
Remember what I told you about the chalk? Although we went with the chalk the other time. Yeah. See, that's not... You have to take individual situations, the situation.
No, I actually figured out how you did that, because if that 6 was a lock, like even though it was the chalk, then you were almost assured the daily double. And
the 6?
So, yeah, that was
the horse in the first race.
That's what we
by
wheeled.
10 lengths.
I'm just excited to be able to say
and
that and understand what I'm talking about.
Doing a play-by. Oh, he's ahead by a nose. He's just a little bit ahead. Oh, now he's going to win. And now he's... Boy, he was... What a deal. Oh, look at this. The Meadows is on now.
Walkway area where the horses leave the paddock.
With Roger Houston at the Meadows, screaming and puking and yelling and just wailing like a lunatic. You know, he was the first PA announcer at Pompano Park. Little piece of trivia there for you. Roger Houston.
Noted.
George?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care?
No.
Well, why not?
Oh, I don't know.
Here's the post parade for the fourth race, 5 minutes to post time at the Meadows.
David Hudson and Jerry
I don't care when I'm there.
In New York.
It's no fun unless you're
Charlie
there.
Norris trains and drives the 1. Shootout.
No, I would agree with that.
Number 2, poker legend.
Randy Tharps.
Richard Knoll and Louis Carlo. Michigan and Ohio.
It's better when you're in a room full of people all yelling at the screens and things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
No, just crying and ripping their hair out.
Especially the Jamaican guys,
Dan Charlino, the 3. Louis Deschard.
They flailing their arms around, you know.
The 4, I give you my word.
Come on, Mon. Come on, hit him again, Mon. Get him up there, Mon.
Right trains, Yoder.
Wilbur Yoder. Now, don't you love those, what are those names?
Yodelers?
No, Yoder.
Carl Schofel, Evans City. Steve Schofel trains and drives
the Amish.
Paxtonville.
What about him?
Like Hostetler. Homer Hostetler, baby.
Harold Altman Sr.
Brian
Joymans.
Brad Buxton trains. Brian Zant drives the 6.
Now, who that was on the 2? That's 1 to 2. Was that Dave Pallone? Did we have Dave Pallone in this race or not? Because if not, I'm not watching it. Oh, there he is.
And original.
4 to 1.
Philip and Dana Steinberg, fast pacers of Florida. Mike Pallone trains. Dave Pallone, the 7, and original.
All right, and original.
Wow, that. I remember a couple old ladies once. Roger Houston was calling a race at Pompano Park, and I was like, I don't know where the hell I was wandering around, but I was going back to my seat, and the race ended, and Roger Houston, and here they are, screaming. And the one old lady says to the other, boy, it sounds like he's having an orgasm. Which I was surprised that she knew anything about that, quite frankly.
She must have heard about him.
Coates and Herbert's study comes less than 2 weeks after U.S. researchers reported that young men shown erotic pictures were more likely to make a larger financial gamble than if they were shown a picture of something scary, such as a snake, or something neutral, such as a stapler.
Or in your
there's
case,
nothing like a sexy stapler, all depending on what you're going to staple with.
What about for guys like you that a picture of a snake is something erotic?
It depends on what kind of snake it is and what it's attached to.
What if it's a rattler?
Money and women trigger the same brain area in men, the researchers said. How do you like that?
What if it's a hooded cobra?
One member of that team, Camilla Coonan, an assistant professor at the Kellogg School of Finance at Northwestern, said Coates and Herbert's findings are very interesting, and they help support the claim that emotional influences financial decisions. That emotion influences financial decisions. But she cautioned that the findings don't prove a causal link between testosterone and profitability. Coonan, who was not part of their study, termed the idea that long-term high testosterone levels can lead to irrational risk-taking an interesting hypothesis. But, of course, risk-taking doesn't mean you're going to win. You know, just because you might bet $1,000 to win on the longest shot on the board doesn't mean he's probably going to lose the race. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's the longest shot on the board.
Right.
Because he's got a Chinaman's chance in hell, that's why. 863 on the pool, man. If we make 900, that'll be just fine on a Monday. The only problem is it's a Tuesday.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
God, is that thing real?
There's a lady in town. She's an Orthodox Jew, and she needs to buy bread that is unleavened.
Oi!
And she's buying bread at 7-Eleven. And the bread is wonder.
have to see some payoff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean...
absolutely.
So you're all set with your matzah? You got stocked up, Zach?
I got everything together, yeah.
You're not eating no matzah.
No, I'm not.
You know what kind of people eat matzah?
Who?
Fools.
I do.
Fools. People, they eat it because somebody told them, oh, this is the time of the year. It's Pesach. We eat matzah. Now we don't eat bread.
We eat matzah, though, around Passover in my family.
I beg your pardon?
A little bit.
Like I said, foolish people.
Well, we're a little foolish.
Foolish Jews. Just like people that cross themselves, because somebody brainwashed them into doing that. This is when you live by rote. When people condition you to doing certain things at certain times for certain reasons, you're not a thinking person. You're not living your life. You're conditioned. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And George is telling us he eats matzah. That's because it's all he can afford.
Right? It's when it's free, I should have said.
Well, now let me ask you something. Are you getting paid some serious money for these Gulfstream deals or what?
Same as any other appearance. Which, by the way, we got to talk, because you're not going to be here on the 16th. And I just found out today that they had scheduled another one of those conjoined appearances on that day.
Yeah.
So that's probably not going to work out too well. You know, the ones where you're up there and I'm over there?
Well, that wasn't very good planning on their part.
Well, they didn't know necessarily, so we might have to move that or something. I guess we'll have to have a conversation with someone. Or
have a conversation with Steve Sloan and Flea.
Mm-hmm.
Move it up a week or something like that.
You'll be traveling that day, because then the day after the tentative...
That is absolutely correct. I have to get on a plane and I have to get there,
right.
Or I could leave Thursday and take off, and then an extra day. Because I'm on vacation the following week, so I could take off like about 15 days. That would be a good scam, but probably not a good idea. So you're getting paid, see, that's what I'm thinking. That's what you ought to incorporate.
Yeah.
Is that one day a week that you are somewhere else.
I mean, that, appearances and things like that all works into what I get paid in the year anyway. That's all part of it.
Well, what do you mean by that?
In other words, just...
You're not getting paid extra?
Yeah, but that's part of my job. Every once in a while I get appearances here and there, and that's all part of what I make.
Did you hear what I just said, or you're not listening?
Yeah, I heard that.
Had a good point. Delusional.
Yeah.
You're not listening to me. If it was factored in that they would sell a George appearance live every week and then add that on to what you're making, that would be another revenue stream. That would be a source of substantial income.
I'll suggest that to Joe.
Yeah, suggest it to Joe and suggest it to Flea and anybody that might actually sell the show, which leaves out Brian Schmutz and people like that. Ooh. And Petey Lenny would probably have you at the flea market every week. Oh, something that wouldn't be so bad if you were at the flea market.
Why not?
I just read a comment on Jicha's blog there from the guy with the eyes, or at least so it's stated, so it's signed, how I outbid him for the Partridge Family album at the flea market. He should live so long. The only guy in town that's got a David Cassidy blow-up doll. 874 on the poll, guy with the eyes. Now, he doesn't come by and see you anymore, like when you're at Gulfstream?
Not at Gulfstream.
Well, where does he come and see you?
Broward County places like
how about when you were at the CompUSA
Plantation and Sunrise things. No, he didn't show up out there.
And what about
a lot of other nice people did, though. I was happy to see it was pretty early. No, they usually come as a pair, in case you didn't know.
They come as a pair?
Yeah.
The guy with the eyes and the guy with a fanny pack who was a security guard at the Mac Arena and pulled out a gun.
Right.
One time when I was
let
there,
your imagination run wild.
They let him go in there with a gun.
Often pacing, that's Jacksonville, going for the lead. An original on the outside, inside shootout between horses. Poker Legend, into the turn they go. Louis the Shark racing fifth. I give you my...
I'll tell you one thing, if you bet Dave Pelot in this race, your money, you might as well burn it. He's hung for his lungs. He's parked on the outside, baby. So the guy with the fan, you notice how all these people, they find each other.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a bizarre phenomenon?
Not bizarre at all. Birds of a feather.
But how do they find each other,
together?
Though?
What do you mean?
Jacksonville racing third, right back out. Randy Tharps and Poker Legend on the retake. Into the turn, shootout fourth.
I told you that story about Fat Rich at the track. I'm not going to tell it again there. That would be bad. It would be disrespectful to the dead. About the black driver that beat him out in that one race. I'm not going to repeat it.
Okay.
It would just be, I don't know. Well, Randy Tharps, who's leading this race right now, happens to be one of the few black drivers in harness racing. He's a good one. Lou Williams was a great driver, but then he died. He's been dead a long time. Lou Williams.
Who?
1-2 shot. hanging on for dear life here, and there's Malone sitting right in the pocket.
I give you my word. Fresco Blue, and further back, Western River going to the three-quarter mark. Poker Legend fights back. 3/4, 126 and 3. Backside, 29. Louis the Shark racing second, waiting for the lightning lane.
This is the kind of shows we're going to be doing the next 5 years.
Shootout.
Lots of horse racing, baby.
Down the stretch they come. Poker Legend and Original lightning lane. Outside Louis the Shark coming to the wire. Poker Legend and Original in the lightning lane.
Dave Pallone at 3-1, baby. There's an $8 horse for you, just like taking candy from a baby. What did I tell you? 877 votes on Zach's poll. I almost said Chris. Chris will be back tomorrow, I'm assuming, right?
I assume so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do we know? Because yesterday we had no George. Today we got no Chris. Jesus, Chris, can we get this thing back together? We're going to get a little continuity going?
That's why I'm here.
What does that mean?
That's continuity.
You're there to eat, okay? Don't BS the audience. They know better. You're there to eat.
Oh, I heard you're passing out checks. That's why I'm here.
But you've added to the show today, I wouldn't wish on Heinrich Himmler and Greg Reed. How do you like that? I wouldn't wish it on Screw Ann. So Todd Dreck really came in behind Duff's purse strings this morning? That's amazing. His apron strings?
Yeah, he brought Duff in as a spare.
And I'm not even there. I mean, it's one thing to be so much of a wimp you won't come in by yourself when I'm sitting there in a chair, but I'm 1,200 miles away.
The ghost of Neil
And he
Rogers.
still doesn't have the balls to come in there and talk to me like a man. What a joke, Todd Dreck. And this is the same guy, always afraid to have blood drawn because he's queasy. He passes out. He faints when he gets... Remember that?
Yep.
He was all bent out of shape about his cholesterol and how it runs in the family and he's going to croak. And I kept saying, well, why don't you go get your blood drawn? Find out what your cholesterol is. Oh, I'm so queasy. I can't do that. Needles scare me to death. If needles scare him, I wonder how about guns? Todd. And you were eyewitness to the performance. So what was Duff saying while all this was going on? Was he just...
He was just standing there.
Shaking his head? Saying to himself, boy, what a putz. I'm not sure if that was talking about you, me, or Todd Dreck, or maybe all three.
Who knows? Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, well, he knows his putz, that Duff.
No comment, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a big golfer, you know?
Yeah. He's a putter.
And, Zach, let me just tell you this, okay? I know you don't want to hear this.
All right.
I don't ever want to hear while I'm sitting here. I mean, I don't listen to the station. But when I'm sitting here in the morning before George and or Chris come in, and I have the pot open and the audio is coming from there, I don't want to hear about Tiger Woods anymore. I don't want to hear his name. I don't want to know from him. I don't care if he's winning by 80 strokes. I don't care if he's losing by 100. I don't care. And you know what? Neither does anybody else.
I'll write that in my notes.
Since you're the executive, I want you to make an executive decision that between 8:25 in the morning and 8:45, no more Tiger. Hold that Tiger.
I'll see what I can do.
God. Ba, ba, ba. In fact, I'd rather hear about the Chinese checkers tournament than Tiger.
Biggest names.
Golf is not a sport. Just keep that in mind, okay?
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
All the crap you can unwrap. All the slime all the time.
Senator Larry Craig is denying any wrongdoing despite a guilty plea stemming from an incident in an airport men's room.
A defiant statement from Idaho Senator Larry Craig.
I am not gay. I have been gay. Idaho.
All right, let's have a little coming out party. Come on out and show us what you got.
Hello.
Here we go.
I am not gay. I have been gay. Idaho.
Lord Hammond! In 1982, the newspaper reported Craig had sex with a man in a bathroom at Union Station in D.C.
But now I know you're gay, so it's all good, girlfriend.
131 at QAM, and in line with that, a Washington jury has convicted Deborah Jean Palfrey, who became known as the D.C. Madam, on 4 counts including money laundering and racketeering in connection with running a prostitution ring. And there's a picture of her here, and wow, is she ever Mias or what? Have you ever seen her?
No, not lately.
God. Maybe when she was younger, like maybe 70 years ago, maybe she looked hot, lukewarm. Palfrey was accused of running an escort service in D.C. as a front for a high-priced prostitution ring. She was tried on federal charges, including racketeering and money laundering. Defense attorneys argue that Palfrey only sold appointments and had no control of her employees' or clients' actions. She was just making appointments, like show up at 7:30, show up at 9. Appointments to do what? Well, nothing, just an appointment. 13 women who worked for Palfrey testified that she never discussed sex with them, but that it was an implied part of the job. 3 clients also testified in the trial. Palfrey's lawyer, Preston Burton, rested his case yesterday without calling Senator David Vitter of Louisiana as a witness. Vitter was on notice that he might have to appear during the prostitution trial. Another good upstanding Republican. Moralist. Do you think that picture would make Marilyn Monroe an oralist?
Ooh.
According to the local news radio WTOP, the case marked the first time that federal racketeering laws were used to go after a prostitution ring. Palfrey's prostitution ring operated as what she claimed was a legitimate sexual fantasy business in which sex was not exchanged. Well, what does that mean, exchanged?
Traded, like for something else, like cookies.
Baseball cards?
Sure.
Don't start now. You're trying to get on Norma's good side. Start with a baseball card.
Not me.
It's not going to work. He thinks you're
I ain't going to try.
What he's trying to say, and you don't understand it, is if the best he could do for me was to get this humongous pay cut, what makes you think that they're going to give you a whole bunch more money?
I didn't think they were going to give me a whole bunch more money.
Or even a little more money.
Since they're already paying me a little bit of money, a little more would not be that much more.
I think what they ought to do is take just a little chunk out of what I'm giving back and pass that along to you.
That would be fine.
Well, that's what you want. When you have your big lunch at Jay Alexander's with Bruce Beasley and Jolly Joe.
Well, maybe we'd go to some of the fine places that we've been, selling certificates for.
That would be fine.
Right? That'd be great. Like High Life Cafe or Blue Moon Fish Company or River House, someplace nice with really good steaks.
And we'll put a hidden microphone there and we'll broadcast it. We'll tape it and we'll
what a great idea.
Broadcast it.
Still a hidden camera, too.
And we'll find out just what kind of deal is being laid there, so to speak.
Sure. We could arrange that, too.
892 votes on Zach's poll. Zach has been in a coma today. Now, did you guys have a rough show this morning or what?
No, it's just being quiet today. Just letting you two just jibber jabber and me push the buttons.
What'd you call me?
You're a jibber.
Oh,
jibber jabber. He said
I did.
I'm the gibber and you're the jabber. That's what George wants to jabber, whoever she is. The Delta Northwest merger, if approved, would create the world's largest airline. Wow. Aren't you excited about it?
Whatever.
And, of course, Northwest is also KLM. You can fly to Amsterdam on that with my 80 trillion frequent flyer miles. You know how many frequent flyer miles I got?
I don't know, 100?
A zillion. A gazillion. And, of course, when you want to use them, there's no seats available on that date. Well, what about the day before? Or that date either. Any date you pick, whatever date you give me, I'm going to tell you there's not available on that date. That's the way they work. Have you ever tried to use frequent flyer miles?
You're funny. That's good.
What do you mean by that?
Me? Frequent flyer miles? That's rich. Yeah. Jolly.
In other words, you have never done that much flying that you accumulated any?
That's right.
Well, why not?
'Cause I'm a schlepper.
Maybe I'll pass along. Maybe that's what I can do for you, is pass along all those frequent flyer miles.
Ooh, fly to Montana. Visit my sisters and nieces.
I'll keep them.
That's a beautiful place.
You're going to waste those miles.
It would not be a waste.
Why not fly to Vancouver or somewhere useful, okay, where it might be great?
Because it is
Montana.
great there.
I'm going to tell you, you have the most goyish taste.
Listen,
North Carolina, Montana.
We've been through this. You like to go to other cities. I already live in a city. I like to get away from the city when I go on vacation. Not to mention, that's where my family is, the other half of it. My sister and my nieces and great nieces.
There's Cubans in Montana?
Yeah, I brought them there.
Does the government know about it?
Sure. They fit right in. What are you talking about?
Let me ask you this. Does Lou Dobbs know about it? Because he's going to be pretty PO'd if he finds out.
They're white, Republican, and love guns.
Yeah, like I said. Lou Dobbs himself personally will show up to evict them. I'm going to tell you something. The poll is not... this is a spastic day. I don't understand it. We've had this humongous response on our website with all these requests for... I don't know what's going on in there. But the poll itself, maybe it's because Zach is here today.
Let's blame him.
Yeah, why not? Is the new poll up there ready to switch? Oh, yeah, thank God for that. Wait till Zach hears the new poll. George will hate it.
I can't wait.
What's the most... This is from Sean in Hollywood, by the way. Your close friend, George, so don't get too bent out of shape.
I won't.
What's the most exciting play in sports?
Okay, go for it.
Oh, and you know what? He left off the obvious winner on here. He's got breakaway goal hockey, but he doesn't have the penalty shot. Jesus, Sean, what is wrong with you?
Penalty shot, much better.
Yeah, we'll add that on there. Can you add that on there to tomorrow's?
Yes.
The most exciting play in sports. Here's the list he's got. Play at the plate, kick return for a touchdown, stock car crash, stretch run in horse racing, fast break, inside the park home run, sulky crash. Oh, that very nice, Sean. Sulky crash. Goal line stand, breakaway goal in hockey, alley-oop, header goal in soccer, knockout punch, matador toss, stealing home, Hail Mary, 5-on-3 penalty kill, suicide squeeze, and I added I hate sports, and then the penalty shot.
So he's got alley-oop for basketball, but he doesn't have buzzer beater? At the end of a game, 1 second left.
Buzzer beater is good. Add it on there. Buzzer beater. And what about the shootout in hockey?
Penalty shot, got to be on there.
Yeah, but that's not a penalty shot. It's the same thing, but it's not. Don't you understand the difference?
Yeah, there's a difference. You're right.
Shootout. Are you getting all these, George?
No.
Well, who's adding these on there?
Well, I was going to until you started running.
Too much work, is that it? Here's a guy that's looking for a big pay raise, and I asked him to add 3 things to tomorrow's poll, and he won't do it.
First of all, it's not up yet, so I can't add it. I have to tell Eric, and I have to type it.
Sure, it's up. If you go to poll switch, it's on there. What's the most exciting play in sports? I gave it to him hours ago, and Eric being right on the ball, he's got it on there. Now, you can't bring it up?
Nope.
Well, then tell Eric. Eric will do it.
That's what I'm doing.
I hate sports, penalty shot, buzzer beater, or a shootout. The shootout. How many shootouts are they going to have in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Neil?
Oh!
None. They don't have shootouts in the playoffs. They play overtime forever and ever and ever. Even Zach knows that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you think it's just a coincidence that Joe Rose had Jacques Martin on the, and then he got canned, he got moved upstairs and relieved of his coaching duties right afterward?
Yeah, Joe's the mush. That's what I call him.
Is that it?
Whatever team he likes, whatever coach he likes,
kiss of death.
A week. Yeah, he's a kiss of death.
Kiss of death. Although he sure knows his hockey, let me tell you that.
Who, Joe?
20 before 2 at 560 WQAM.
Who's going to give Ricky a blow?
Now see here, for the record, I quit, and I did not get fired. You people did not want more around anymore. Well, kiss my bony ass, 'cause I ain't never coming back. And I knew that you'd miss me, about as much as Bob Dishy. I knew that you'd miss me, Axelhorst. You took my magnificent talents for granted. And one rake too many, well, now I'm gone. Long as Ginger keeps his show in Florida, someday he'll be as famous as Mark Scheinbaum. Your ratings have been too, and now in the toilet. Now it's your turn to get raped. You might as well point your crappy signal into outer space. If you see that, I knew that you'd miss me. This cantankerous yiddy. I knew that you'd miss me. Hey, can't you see I'm trying to do the backup for the doors over here? Am I ever going to get you out of my life?
145 at 560 WQAM. Who would ever believe that a little squeakmeister like Eldie would be such a backstabbing clown? That's what Rimmer says. And Rimmer says he still hates Denise Potvin like poison, by the way. I wouldn't want to waste the $60 I spent for buying them lunch and not have a little something to put on the ear.
Okay.
A little scuttlebutt.
Rectum.
Rimmer still got the same mustache, though. He lost a lot of weight because he had that triple bypass. And also because I haven't been around to be feeding them any meals at Ruth's Chris, stuff like that.
That's it.
And you know what? Good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather take the money that I would send buy them meals with and send it to you.
Aw.
I'm not gonna.
I know. It's all right.
But I would rather... No, don't you understand? I would wish that these people would come to their senses and, like, at least double your salary.
Ah, that would be sweet.
And by at the very least compensate you for those 80 million shows you do during the summertime from the middle of June till the middle of September, which isn't that far off, by the way.
Something as opposed to nothing.
Right. Now that's some bargaining power you got there.
Right.
You're doing 3 shows a week all summer long.
I do over a third
and
of the
get
shows
good numbers
over
in
the
there.
year.
Every summer we do well. We get more listeners than on the sports shows on the station.
Yes.
We do just fine.
Always get more listeners than the other people.
In spite of all your talk about roller derby and crap like that.
Right.
So I'm telling you that you've got possibilities in there. Okay, work them in there and make some money. I sure hope Joe is listening. He always claims that he's listening. You know, he listens to this show too much, I think.
I'll get him laid.
Too much. What?
I'll get him laid.
Don't be starting to talk about that kind of crap on the air. What is wrong with you? Are you a lunatic or what?
Well, yeah.
You'll get him laid.
Oh, if he wants.
That's just what he needs, a nice family man like Jolly Joe Bill, and having you on the air talking about
Trust
getting
me,
laid.
if he's a family man, he needs to get laid.
Well, there you go. Oh, here's another one of these. Mecklenburg County. Did we have this one on the air? Yeah. I had it on yesterday.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't here.
The Catholic priest, and it wasn't because I had it off the, wherever the hell I got it. Oh, no. Well, I'm going to read it again anyway, because this has got more details. Oh, no. A Catholic priest charged with having sex with an 11-year-old boy in Charlotte in 1999 was booked in the Mecklenburg County Jail on Sunday. The Reverend Robert Urgel is expected in court today, according to jail records. Oh, there's Oliver.
$1,000, even $100,000.
Urgel, 43, is charged with 5 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child and 2 counts of statutory sex offense. He was arrested April 2nd in Passaic, New Jersey, where he lives. Later that week in court, Urgel waived his right to contest extradition. Authorities have said the boy and his family were members of the St. Matthew Catholic Church in the Ballantyne area when the alleged sex crimes occurred. The victim recently reported that Urgel would place his erect penis into a hole that was made in the bottom of his Bible. The Bible was hollowed out to allow the victim to place his hand onto Urgel's penis. The victim was instructed to place baby oil onto Urgel's penis until he ejaculated. The victim had reported...
That's better than the popcorn trick.
The victim had reported this to his parents. However, they didn't believe the story until he returned home from his church service with a large amount of semen on his shirt.
Oy.
It doesn't say whether it was a blue shirt or what color it was. The matter was then reported to Charlotte Mecklenburg. Detectives authorities have said Urgel worked about goes on about where he did this, he left. Another one. I hope that the Pope is really happy with that.
I'm sure he
I hope
is.
you're happy, Father. All this kind of crap that's been going on for decades and decades and God only knows how long. Why do you think they call it the rectory, huh?
I don't know. Why?
Because you enter from the rear, like that what's that big Father Knows Best? You know what it is. 9:17 on the poll. How's Mitch Lewis doing, by the way? We ever hear from him anymore?
Just lately.
What did you hear?
Sent me a link to a blog that doesn't, a blog page that doesn't work anymore, yeah. I get email from him every once in a while. He sends me a little promo every time he does some VO work for some documentary or something.
Sends a promo for the old homo?
That's right.
Good guy, Mitch Lewis.
Yes,
Boy,
indeed.
there's one of the people we miss from back in the IOD days. Who else?
Miss a lot of people.
Adam was a good guy. Now, what did you tell me about him?
Before he turned Republican and proud of it, and goose steps and marches and posts things, MySpace bulletins, ripping Sicko and Michael Moore, and just a real card-carrying, goose-stepping Nazi now. Yeah.
A Jewish Nazi.
Go figure.
So many of them in so little time.
He worked for IOD for a while, and they brainwashed him, so that's it for him.
I see. Cheap Channel. Cheap Channel killed Adam.
Yeah.
They'll do it. Just be real glad that they didn't make any offer at all.
Okay.
You've got everything that they offered to pay us to work there. You've got it.
Wow.
Nothing. Zero.
Pocket
They never put a dime on the table. Nice going, Ken Charles. Everybody wants to be a big shot. Everybody wants the Neil Rogers show on air with their company, but nobody wants to pay anybody. That's the nature of the business. That's why we had to surrender and whatever shekels they were pushing my way. I said, hey, it's better than being on the beach. I need it. I got mouths to feed. I got people to take care of. And Rimmer's wife, Farrell, like I said, she's a sweetheart. She looked at me, and I told you this before. And she said, why do you worry about leaving money? You worked all your life to make that money. Why don't you enjoy it?
That's right.
Why don't you live on it?
That's right. Good advice.
And I looked at her and I thought to myself, because I'm a schmuck,
Can't take it with you.
I'm not going to take it with me.
Blow it. Have a party. Live it up.
I wish I had a potty a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
I was looking for the potty.
No, this kind of.
Party.
Oh.
That kind of potty.
Yeah, look what it did for him.
Yeah.
Now
That's
he's
right.
in a box somewhere. Cock's in a box.
Yeah, but he had fun getting there.
How do you know?
Oh, trust me. I heard stories.
One of the best stories of all time. And I don't remember the details, but he was working at I-95, which later became Zeta, and I was on I and Z. And he claimed that the mafia, they came and they did something with him in the parking lot, and they held him up against the fence. Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't true. I think it was kind of like a hallucinogenic fairy tale that he made. I don't know. I don't remember the details, but it was bizarre. He had some strange things going on. He was a good guy, though, Don Cox. He was a friend of ours and a friend of the show, and now he's dead. All these dead people. It's like the day that I mentioned Roy Slanhall from Gulfstream on the air, and Hank said, oh, he died 5 years ago. Remember that?
Yep.
I knew his wife had died years before that, and then he died. Bill Calder died, and then his wife died, and she was just young.
Maybe she couldn't go on without him. You know, that happens.
No, she got remarried, and she had a family. She had breast cancer. What are you talking about? She couldn't go on without him.
Maybe subconsciously, you know?
Caca. Yeah, subconsciously. That's why the cancer spread.
That's right.
Couldn't have been all that smoking.
Couldn't have been.
Could have been all those faggots. All you people out there smoking faggots, baby, cut it out right now. And before I get in the car and go to Woodbine, I'm going across the street. I'm going to get me a couple of candy bars.
What kind?
Score.
No, and that's a good idea. Oh, they send your blood sugar sky. While I'm driving,
Don't
I'm
do
going to
it.
Score.
Drive into a tree.
Jesus, Scott, and this is a guy who's telling me about, the will, don't leave anybody any money. I'll take it all to Woodbine right now. Every penny of it.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's day in Miami town at 560 WQAM. The pub smokes dope.
Oh.
The pub smokes dope. God gave him the grass. The pub smokes dope. He likes his smoking mask. The pub smokes dope. He's a groovy head. The pub smokes dope. The pub smokes dope. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got him high on masculine, facing high and back. Hopes and won't get stoned on grab. Jesus freaks out back. Jesus Christ is super hippie, never shut up chunk. Hopes and won't get stoned on load. Juice in church shit drunk. The Pope smokes dope. God give him the grass. The Pope smokes dope. He likes his smoking ass. The Pope smokes dope. He's a groovy head there. The Pope smokes dope. The Pope smokes dope. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now taking Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jill forgot to take a pill, now she's got a daughter. Taking pills is not a joke for a groovy pope. Birth control can be a toke of marijuana smoke.
biggest names, the best talent. And your home for Miami Dolphins football. Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Right, yeah, buffer. The family had a lot of buffers.